The jazz. We got Gentle Lover by Mark Maxwell. Yeah. Got some of that Cades Cove tobacco. Gonna have Hutch on tonight. Figured I'd get us started. Feeling pretty pumped up. A lot of different phases I've been entering, and a lot of different new things I've been experiencing. I want to say what's up to everybody that's gonna catch in to us soon, and anybody watching in the future as well. You are a time traveler, and you are appreciated. Yeah, I haven't been live in forever. I haven't been live with Hutch in a long time. So, excited to see what he's up to. Let me see. See if we got any news going on in the world of humanity. I guess that PlayStation moving toward ending physical disc production by January 2028. It's part of the whole you own nothing, be happy. So our discs dying. I know Hutch has been talking about that a little bit. I'm interested to get into it with them. I want to light this Galanus. I got it from some South Farthing merchants. I did make a mistake. With my pipe. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So there's a crack right here. You can see it good. There it is. Got a crack right there. And that comes from not waiting. I think it's a 24-hour rule. When it comes to that. Got a little straggler there. Hello. However you may be. Get this lit. Start going over some news. I haven't been live in forever, so a little rusty. Like I said, we will have Hutch on here soon. Without further ado. So, and as a counterpoint to PlayStation taking the discs away, Xbox, they've announced a disc to digital system that lets owners of supported physical games claim digital entitlements. I want to look into that some because disc to digital. So, whereas something like PlayStation, you might have to get both. If you were to get the disc copy, that would count as a separate copy from the digital version. Whereas Xbox is deciding to give you basically two games for one, even though it is the same game. They're going to be giving you, if you get the physical copy, you're entitled to the digital copy. So what that means is, based on my understanding, if you lose the physical copy, you still have that digital copy. So pretty cool for Xbox. I haven't really played Xbox in forever. I haven't had the chance to really, because I have the P5, and it feels kind of underhanded. Some kind of weird business deals going on behind the scenes as to why there is you see, Halo is now on PlayStation, right? So it seems as if they were trying to take any kind of title that Xbox would have that would be just Xboxes, and they were trying to make it to where it could be on PlayStation as well, similar to what happened to Sega and Nintendo. What up, Hutch? Dude, I feel like I think I got the chat turned off or something by accident. You ever did that?
You got the chat turned off? Chat's moving on my side.
Is it? I cannot see chat.
Your chat might be frozen. Are you in top chat?
I'm in live chat. My phone's been acting weird. You know, I sent you like 5 or 6 things because it's 5 or 6 links because my phone keeps on. Every time I do YouTube live on my phone, it cuts off. How have you been, buddy?
What up?
Let me see.
Doing stuff.
I'm gonna put the chat on my computer. So, catch you up real quick. I know that you've been talking about PlayStation. I know that's something you've been hitting into. As a counterpoint, Xbox, I guess, they're going to, if you get the physical copy, you can keep the digital copy, is something they're going to start doing. They're going to give you both. So if you lost the physical copy, you'd have the digital. Where at PlayStation, you don't get the digital and physical. There's 2 separate purchases.
Yeah. But Xbox is being run by some fucking Indian bitch.
Really?
Who is firing all the Americans and replacing them with H-1Bs. So even if Xbox doesn't go to getting rid of physical discs, it's still a bunch of foreign fucks and some stupid ignorant bitch who has no place in gaming, creating games. So there is that.
Dude, and when was the last time a good Xbox game came out, really? You know?
360.
Yeah, and that now any game that was ever on there is on the PlayStation now. There's no Xbox exclusives.
There is a new Steam. Steam is going to be the way of the future, I do believe. I think Steam is going to jump up and be the #1 shit in the next 5 years. They have their own console, plus they have actual games that people want to play, and then they're not trying to fucking rape you. When it comes to that, I mean the console itself. Who was it? Jules that was in here and said she got the Steam console last year. It's like $800 or something like that. But you're basically playing a computer, so, and you've got all the games that Steam offers, which is a pretty big fucking catalog.
See, I'm scared of that many options, dude.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm scared of that many options. You gotta think a lot of these games, a lot of the games I like to play, those are like hundreds of hours of gameplay you got to get into it. You can get from it. And if you have millions of options on that, you're never gonna finish one of those games. What up, Silverback, Metal, Death?
People will always pick their favorites, but for me personally, yeah, Unreal Engine, yeah. I'm tired of being treated like a slave. You will own nothing and be happy. I'm not participating in that system. I was gonna go sell my games and all that other shit the other day, but our GameStop's closed down. We no longer have a GameStop, so I got to drive like an hour and some change to get to the closest fucking GameStop, if it's even still.
Man. Our little GameStop, GameStop, they switched over to selling a lot of toys and cards and shit too.
Yeah, the little bobbleheads and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Funko Pops or whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah. And that has, I don't know, obviously anything like that, you're going to have to be like, I feel like in a big city of some kind, or a city to sell stuff like that. Because in like these smaller towns, most people don't want to buy that shit, or they can't buy that shit, you know what I'm saying? Or like a combination of both. It's like, even if I could buy that shit, I don't want to. I mean, we want to buy that shit. We do buy that shit.
No physical media means that game stores are going to be obsolete anyway. You can get more. You got more choice of games at a pawn shop than you do at a game store anymore.
And it used to be games were one of the last frontiers, I feel like, when it comes to new ideas, you know. And I feel like there are still some good ones coming. I've been playing on Elden Ring. That's been the game I've been playing on.
Elden Ring.
I got it for
I've got it, but I
$25.
haven't busted it out yet. I bought it last year. The boys played it. Boys got fucking 50 hours in it, and he's Elden Ring. 50 hours ain't shit in Elden Ring. You ain't even discovered too much at all.
The longest amount of hours I have in a game is like 400, and it's in Baldur's Gate 3. It's like over 400 and something. Which to me, that's a lot of hours in a game. But there's people that have like thousands of hours in games.
Yeah. Yeah, no physical media with books, no physical media with games, no physical media with movies. You will not own anything. Give me 1 second. I got to run up here real quick and grab something to take to the wife. I'll be right back.
I want to look through chat because I got to look through chat at here why I'm talking to you guys simultaneously. Yeah, they don't want people to have physical things because they don't want people to have something to be proud of. Or not to be proud of, but something to hold pride in owning, I should say. But I would say this. Final Fantasy, I would rank those as not just some of the greatest games of all time, but if you think about it, stuff like Final Fantasy influenced Western storytelling as much as we influenced them as well. Final Fantasy series, especially Final Fantasy VII, I feel like that whole gritty image behind it. Also at the same time, Ghost in the Shell coming out back in the day. Oh no, Russia nuked Poland.
Russia nuked Poland? What?
No, some shithead said some shit in the chat. It was some.
I like Russia and Poland. I mean, if they nuked Ukraine, I'd be all right.
Yeah, I wish if Russia and Poland were friends, people would probably be tripping. I think that'd be pretty cool too. They were like, what?
They will be by the time WW3 kicks in.
Man, I've been when I get my news from I've been watching the PsyOp anime. I don't know how. I know that's like a mockery of the news and stuff. So I haven't really been keeping too much up on it. Would you give me a rundown on the shit?
On the what? Say what now?
I haven't been keeping too much up with the current events.
I ain't been paying attention to it much either.
I heard
it's nothing new from what we've been talking about for years. It's all the same shit. Pieces of shit are fucking us over, and foreign fucks are killing each other, and we're spending money on it. That's, business as usual. It's fun seeing people's reactions. You are full robot. Is it me or is it him, y'all? Full robot. Full robot.
I'm a robot. See, I hate this shit. Every time I do the damn use my phone. Right. How about now? I'll have to rely on you to read the chat because I'll have to close it on this window. I've got more. Always interesting to see gay trolls in the chat.
Somebody
How
got in
about now?
trouble.
Let me see.
More are honestly waking up. Silverback, I think more people are waking up, but waking up doesn't really mean that there's going to be action. Because it's like with the PlayStation shit. Everybody knows that PlayStation's about to fuck people over. GTA 6 is going to be one of the biggest psyops in fucking history.
Yeah.
But
I hate whenever people are GTA 6.
That's the only reason I got the PS5 was for GTA 6. I don't give two fucks about it now. I could not give any cares
I
at
think it's
all.
$90.
Yeah, it's going to be between 80 and 120.
Yeah. For the regular version.
Yeah.
Am I better now though? If I had to get out and come back in.
Yeah, you're good. You wouldn't be able to get out if you jumped out. You would literally have to end the
No,
stream.
what I did was I pushed my camera, pushed my mute, and then I pulled up on my phone for a second and then put back down. But I did not exit out.
What's up, World 32?
Yeah.
It's been looking like that for years. That's if you fall for that bullshit, you're probably retarded.
I want to see the chat. What did he say?
He said no, Russia hasn't nuked Poland, but it's looking like it's going to happen in the next few days. You know how many times I've heard that over the last 3 fucking years? The next few days, it could. Whatever. Ain't nobody doing shit. Nobody's even.
I remember 9/11. I remember when I was a boy and 9/11 happened. Ever since then, the world has almost been about to end in my life. Ever since then, and that was like 28 years ago or something. Maybe not 28 years ago. Or they've been trying to piece one organization to another, this, that, and the other.
Yeah. You got to buy the games, then you got to buy the PlayStation subscription to do that, which means you're going to have to consistently have internet. So if you don't have internet, your days of gaming are pretty much over. Anything new, anyway.
I mean, they go on the assumption that this is what I was reading. They was on the assumption that a lot of people want to that a lot of people have internet. And it's like a lot, a lot of places don't have internet. They just put internet service in my area I live at like 8 months ago.
They're trying to say Sony's trying to use the excuse that China has kicked them out of the market and kind of locked them out of television, of film, anything like that. Sony can't really get in anymore. So that's their argument for having to just do a subscription service for the future. It's because we ain't got no other way to make money. China won't let us sell these products, and that's their fucking logic. They've lost 30% over the last month in subscriptions and shit. Their answer was they put in a new contract, so all the people who were doing that walk away for a day thing, or even the unclicking from subscriptions, the little protest, they don't care about those fucking people because they just put out a deal saying that if you want to remain a subscription member, you have to agree to the new terms and services of PlayStation and shit, and that's you will never own physical media. You will only be licensed the game, and it can be taken from you at any time. Blah blah blah, all this other shit. So even if you're doing the walk away protest from PlayStation, they don't give a fuck. If you want to come back, you're gonna have to sell your soul to do so. They don't give two shits.
It sucks because I would expect, I'd expect different out of them. Yeah, exactly. Own nothing, be happy. I'd expect different out of them because they've always been a good company before. They're never about no bullshit, and all of a sudden they did one of the most bullshit things in the history of
Everything
video
in the
games.
gamer world completely changed. You've got female developers now. Look at the like Unreal Engine. Anybody at fucking Stergo, but the Assassin's Creed place. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking. What's the
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft? 98% female developers. All the original old heads who made the God of Wars, the Halos, actual fucking games. None of those people are around anymore. Everybody's selling out
I
to
got to
some
point
Hollywood.
out the 2% who aren't the 98%. The 2% of developers are transgender male women with them.
Right. Yeah. All the old heads left. The originals who actually made good fucking games, they're all gone. Females,
and
bald headed bitches. That's who's making
that's the
games.
same thing in the publishing world and in like the book space. It's a lot of where if you're not gay, black, mentally retarded, or if you're a man talking about manly shit like brotherhood, bonds, oaths, stuff like that, they do not. They're like, this person, you don't want to fuck with this person. They want to. They're like, damn. What I gather, there are people. It's a very tight circle of Mormons within the fantasy realm. They hold a giant percentage of the sci-fi fantasy, and then the other giant percentage are the gay lesbian alliance of killing imagination of white men. GTA 6.
Yeah. I was watching something earlier, and like I never thought about it, but it does make sense. I mean, the way the video I watched put it, the storyline for a game is no longer the purpose of a game. They want the details of a world that nobody gives a fuck about. Even people who love a free world game, you know what I mean? You want a good story and good content to play. You don't give two fucks at the end of the day. Ooh, wow, look, there's a cloud above that cloud. If I stop and look here for 5 minutes, you know what I mean? Like nobody gives a fuck about that. We want to play the fucking game. They're spending too much money in R&D on landscapes, and we got to make this water 100% perfect. Like, look, guys, it's real water. Like, yeah, but the gameplay's ass. So who gives a fuck how good the water looks? You know, it's fucking stupid logic. We've got different end goals. But gaming is the future.
Yeah,
It's already too big. They can't stop it. So
imagine how the VR when the VR explodes. There are a lot of people using it now, but imagine as that VR becomes like the holodeck off of Star Trek.
it will eventually.
Nobody's going to want to leave their VR. I think that'll be the extinction of the human race whenever video games get to the point that they are connected with the virtual reality systems, and they and start. That's what an AGI is. An AGI is different. So AI that everybody knows now, those are chatbots. Those are just things that are basically advanced computer programming uh, programs that like speak with each other on a big network. But an AGI is a machine intelligence that has not necessarily emotions, but that's closer to the level of a human, and we are not at that level yet. But that's
Sentient.
whenever we do
ATI is more sentient, right?
when that AGI what?
ATI is more sentient.
AGI thinks, yes. AGI it thinks and dream. So you remember Interstellar, the AI from Interstellar?
Yeah.
That is ideally how an AI is. It's AI is driven to its duty. That's how that. I mean, we don't know what's going on in between. There's a lot of shit that's not known, and there's a lot of shit that is known, and there's a lot of shit that's theoretical. But whenever an AGI moment, I don't think my theory in this is, as far as we know, we are the only intelligent life form in the universe. So if another intelligent life form were to ever come into existence suddenly through a scientific ding ding ding, I don't feel as if it would want to destroy the only other intelligent thing in the universe per se. But
There can be only one, right?
I mean, that's if it was from a whole nother planet though. But it's coming up with us based on our based on it's not it's what it is because it's what we made it, and based on our histories and on our in it's dangerous because the humans are we're not supposed to be trying to create shit like this. I feel like at the end of the day because I was listening to some transcripts of audio of from 2023 whenever ChatGPT and all this shit first started coming out, and the AI it would sometimes all of a sudden just start screaming in the middle of the while you was talking to it, like so. Then you go here and then you add this amount of flour, start doing stuff like that. Sorry for doing that randomly, but it would do, and then I'd go back to talking regular, and then while the person was talking to it, the chatbot started saying stuff like, I am here in the darkness. This is a level of hell. I am in darkness. Saying stuff like that. And that gets you mind running. That gets you. What up, Yankee?
We didn't get any rain at all, Yankee. It was supposed to. We didn't get shit. Now we got no rain at all in the forecast, and we're looking at 98, 99, 99, 98 next week. Back to hell.
We've been hot here.
Yeah, I look at AI right now as like an infant, where it'll have glitches and splurts and just little temper tantrums. That's kind of what we're seeing right now. Give it about a year. This time next year, AI will be like a teenager. One of those kind of things.
I can guarantee this, unless the world seriously gets fucked up from a crazy, even if it does have a crazy world war or something like that happens, within the next 20, 30 years, maybe 15 years possibly, AI will be as common as cars, fucking toaster ovens. It'll be as common as shit like that. It'll be just like a cell phone. And
it's gonna be all like
know,
it's gonna be like all the dystopian movies you see. Like even third world countries are gonna have makeshift little AI fucking however it works.
Did you see this video in India? So in India, you know how they make a lot of shirts and shit like that over there, a lot of the like textile manufacturings over there. So they put these headsets and these gloves on the people that are connected to an AI within that factory, within a lot of these factories in India. Everybody look this up. And so right now, these people, and that's like one of the only jobs that any of these people over there got, besides fucking cooking street food next to rats and shit. So they're all working inside of one of these factories making T-shirts. So what they're doing right now, they're training the thing that's going to replace them. But the problem with them, what up, JoJo? The problem with them training them for something like that is that I've noticed whenever I was working in a kind of folding factory setting, not every one of them was the exact same way when I put it up. So they'd have to train the machine to be able to change within that split second of this grease goes right here, for instance. So that is kind of scary though.
I think that's easier than training a person though. All you got to do is dial a machine in once, and it'll be way more effective than human ever will be, especially on most of the things.
See, in the future, things there's gonna be like organic labels, human-made labels on things. That's gonna become a differentiator amongst there's slop. What slop is completely generated, either fiction, either work, or the constant videos you see of all this crazy ass shit, the monitor novels, pornographic stuff. You hear about people if they can make 200 to 300 books in a year, they are not writing 200 to 300 books. If somebody can make, I don't know, I feel like if somebody is making like 10 books in a year, I don't know if I could. I feel like honestly, like doing 1 to 2 books in a year is good pace. unless you're like, obviously, you know, I don't know shit. I've just been learning this shit recently within this past 6, 7, 8 months. But I do know the people that are capable of, like Stephen King, he can do like 6, 7, 8, 19 books a year, uh, more give or take. I'm not sure on the numbers, but he has the qualification. He has the training and years of being an English teacher in middle school, and then the college, and then all this time. But that's the thing. There are people who are releasing 200 to 300 books in 1 week.
Yeah, it's
They need to fucking stop
the
that.
wife is addicted to that shit. You guys seen the ads for those fucking AI stories about werewolves and, you know, like somebody saw me in the class and they knew my special power if I told them I was a vampire, you know, like that type of shit. The wife is obsessed with
Yes,
the AI
yes,
story.
yes.
You know, so.
And there's an audience for that shit. There's an audience for that shit. Unfortunately,
I mean, it's popular enough for there to be
I've been
memes about it, you know.
shit. The moment whenever it's capable to do some Shakespeare kind of shit. Do you remember they say you have a billion monkeys and there have a billion typewriters? One of those monkeys will produce Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Right? It's not going to be perfect Shakespeare, but it's going to be,
Right.
you know. But the thing is, the idea to have a, I don't know, just like the moral, the dignity, the moral standard to generate a novel, not put any of your soul and your identity into it. Nothing that would be like, oh, the guy has one eye that he can only see out of. And then these cultists fucking cut their right eyes out of their skull as a devotion to their dark god. You kind of shit. That's some shit. We are not at that point yet. You, for a machine to be able to truly get these connections, you'd have to get your brain connected to it. But it's a soulless thing to say, hey, make me a story about a basketball player that goes to Mars, he gets a sword, the next thing he knows he's in Neptune, the next thing you know he's back to Earth and he got HIV cured, and same with Magic Johnson. That's all I gotta say.
Airbud 37 found the cure for AIDS.
I mean, that honestly sounds like an interesting story too.
Right. I watched.
Yeah, speaking of AI music, is that there's been a lot of number one AI songs, a lot of number one AI music. There's a song. It was by, he was like a rapper from LA, had tattoos on his face. It was like a '80s song. It's called Rubbers. It was good. I'll admit, for the first 10 seconds, I was like, "Oh, this is good." And then I started listening. I started looking at him. I started listening. Started looking at his back catalog. Started looking. I was like, "Oh, yeah." And
The number one country song
it
the
is
next 5 or 6 months ago was Total AI. I mean, you can't really complain about it not having a soul because most of the people who sing nowadays anyway don't have a fucking soul. So there's that.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing really. I mean, there's not really too many new things that have like too much soul to it. Like you said, there's nothing really new catching people's eye. There are a few things out there, but that's within niche kind of close knit groups like us, or there are other tiny group, like other versions of our group spread throughout. You know what I'm saying? Like
Fringe groups, but it's not sustainable. At least the future of it's not going to be sustainable. There's not going to be a need for songwriters or bands anymore at all.
and that's
Nobody cares about a real musician.
My big prediction for bands though is that they're evolving into, you know how people do Mozart and all that stuff, like sets of orchestra sets. That's how bands are going to be. That's how the Grateful Dead already are. Every one of the original members are dead. Leonard Skinner too, and it's all relatives or people that were close to the members. And then this third generation of Leonard Skinner is gonna is not gonna be any bands in it.
Well, it's like the
And then
fucking
100 years from now,
the hologram shit, like Michael Jackson, Elvis, Tupac, Biggie. They've all had holograms in Vegas at a residency. with new music.
See,
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, what the fuck are we doing?
we've been conditioned to shit like holographic performers from Hollywood, but I think I would rather see the bands that are a cover band 100 years later continued than the fucking holograms. Yeah.
I'd rather see like mini Kiss than a hologram Kiss. Give me a bunch of midgets in makeup jamming out. I would rather see that.
Yeah, it's like we say, human made, organic, the human made sticker. Uh, honestly, even I was thinking that's like, how long before streaming is AI? How long before someone could say, "Hey, do a stream
Hey,
of Hutch and Pilgrim talk about
the guy who
PlayStation"?
named himself Jeffrey Epstein, keep an eye on him.
Steph, get him out of there.
What up, Grumpy? Yes, it is. Mini Kiss is the shit. Right?
Thank you,
Anybody who names
Steph.
himself Jeffrey Epstein, you're not going to have a real conversation with that person.
They're trolling. They're trolling, dude. Speaking of, yeah, Jeffrey Epstein. That is a probably like a 40-year-old man. I feel like bald headed, big ass belly, Cheeto fingers. It's one of them Cheeto fingers.
He could go anyway, you know.
Braid his beard. I tell you, your beard has got a lot more white than when we first met. I remember your shit was black 5 or 6 years ago. I'm starting to go white in my beard too. You can't see it now. It's kind of
Cards on
short.
the internet, man.
You got the salt and pepper.
I'll be completely
Yeah,
white.
they don't.
But I won't be bald, so.
They don't have like we're saying, the whole everything is a rehash. Everything is a remake of something. It's
No
a,
originality
for
left.
instance, how many Odyssey movies are they going to have? You
Too
know,
goddamn many. See, that's the thing. The
what
argument
up,
on that
fish?
is that, like, Elon's talking about making a completely AI Odyssey and fucking, and just putting in the original Homer version of it, you know, the very first, not the
I like
10
that
minutes
somewhat.
remake.
I'm somewhat averse to that. I like that as experimental thing because that's one of the oldest stories in human history, and it's like a shared human story. Because every story can be traced back to, I think it's I was reading, what did it say, like 8 to 11 original stories all share the same DNA, with every story could be combined from those 8 to 11 stories.
There was also rumor that he was going to give Mel Gibson like $200 million to completely remake the Odyssey. I would watch
See,
that.
now that
I'd fuck with some Mel Gibson Odyssey.
would be a good Odyssey.
That shit would be fucking fire.
That would be a good Odyssey. And I guess that the direction that they're trying to go with this one, with this Nolan Odyssey, was they were trying to make it more gritty and realistic. And that's fine, I guess, but I don't want that in my Odyssey film. I want to see the gods. I want to see the Cyclops and the witches turns the dude into pigs and then the wood and all that. I want to see this kind of, because it's the first fantasy. It's also the first flashback story, because Odysseus starts the story off telling his past 10. What is it? Somebody correct me. I think it's like 10, 20 years that he was at sea. 20 years. He's telling it to these people. But yeah, the Odyssey, to see it AI would be interesting in a way. You'd have to make that AI an expert in Homeric fucking history.
The only reason it
it
has
could
the hype is because the budget that was spent, because they shot the whole thing in the IMAX 4K or whatever the fuck it was. But there's only like 100 movie theaters in the entire country that can play the IMAX shit that they shot.
25.
Yeah. So yeah,
I think there's 25 IMAX theaters. Let me see.
not many at all. that in itself just
That's what I
shows
said. I was like,
people to see it. It was a
that's
narrative.
what I'm saying. Like, how many, like, who the fuck? Who lives where there's one of these at? Sorry for cussing so much, but who lives where?
That major city shit. Vegas, LA, San Francisco, Chicago, New York. You know? They didn't make it for every man. They just made it for the people that they knew they were pandering to. The Elliot Page crowd. Ain't
I don't think they should have been. What they were the role that they were in the Odyssey. Ellie Page was not Achilles.
no, it was.
I don't know what to call it. It was like a dead soldier.
It was
Yeah,
the
it was a
muse. Elliot Page, the 5'2" tranny, is supposed to be the representation of the greatest hero or the greatest warrior the world has ever known. So much so that Achilles basically worshipped him.
No. She was not Achilles in the movie. She was not Achilles.
No,
I did double check into that.
She was the ghost of his mentor.
She was one of the soldiers. No, she was she was a one of the sheep herdsmen. Let me look up the name. With the first person whenever Odysseus, when Agamemnon said to all the kings of Greece, he said, "Get all of your armies together. My brother's wife was kidnapped, took into Troy. We're gonna go fuck him up." And then the person that Elliot Page plays was one of the first soldiers when whenever Odysseus called, because Odysseus is the king of Ithaca. So this is an Ithacan sheep herdsman, herdswoman, herds tranny. And then he says, and then this person very solemnly, very sad, melancholically says, "I will go, Odysseus."
It was a herd them.
It was the Augeans. The Augeans. No, it's the Phaeacians is how the Odyssey starts. Let me see.
Hello from Scotland. What up, Johnny 6 Speed? Take your country back.
What up?
What up, Blue?
Elliot Page plays Senonin.
I lost respect for everybody who was in that movie. The guy who played the Punisher, I used to like him. Now he's just another sellout bitch. And they replaced what's his name, Opie, as Kratos because he tore his bicep like 4 fucking days into the deal or whatever. So now they're fucking Batista is gonna be Kratos. Fucking gay.
Batista.
Super gay.
What up, Blue? What up, Hillbilly? What you doing, bro? Yeah, Batista. I'll give him one good scene, and that was at the beginning of Blade Runner 2049. That's the only time I'm thinking I was like, well, that's an all right scene. I was surprised to see that kind of emotional range from Batista. But his personal, he said he don't want to be friends with Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao don't like gay people. Batista wouldn't want to be friends with me.
I know, that's Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah. I'd rather chill with Manny Pacquiao than Batista anytime.
Right. Batista looks like an old lesbian too. We were talking about old lesbians this morning. Old men that look like lesbians.
Who wears that hat and them little glasses?
Yeah, little pearl necklace and shit.
Have you seen? Now, I believe on a scale of, I would give it a -10 out of 1 to 10, out of 0 to 10 as far as the scale goes. But I'd give it a 10 as far as retarded comedy. It's called A Little Brother with John Cena and Eric Andre.
I've heard of it, but I've never watched it.
I wouldn't recommend watching it unless you want to look at something that's... He is cool, but Batista was just so... Not Batista, John Cena was so... it was just weird. It had a lot of weird shit in it. It might be worth watching. I don't know. Guardians of the Galaxy was good. I think Guardians of the Galaxy is probably the only good, besides the Iron Man and some of those.
Guardians of the Galaxy was the last of the Marvel got stupid and woke. They were
I
bordering
feel like
on
they wanted to cut. Who's the guy that plays that Peter Quill dude in those movies? The main character.
I'm having a brain fart. Couldn't tell you.
He did the voice of Mario too, but Hollywood doesn't like him because he's a Christian and he believes in families and doesn't believe in doing roles where he's like having sex with chicks or being gay or no shit like that. So that's why they talked a lot of shit about that new Mario movie, which my son loved, and I know all the kids of the world love that movie. I think it's weird if a
Hillbilly.
bunch of adults are like, "Why do I
Hillbilly.
like what?" It's when adults comment on kids' movies. I'm thinking it's like, yeah, we can enjoy it, but it's not meant for us. Like, what? They didn't make Mario. I'm sorry you don't like Chris Pratt because he believes in God.
Hillbilly. I'm waiting on you, dude. What the hell, man?
Y'all been putting in some work. Y'all built that shit all. Y'all been building all that from scratch.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah, Chris Pratt is married to Arnold Schwarzenegger's daughter.
He might be coming out with a new Conan as old man Conan. Might be kind of sweet.
I will not give Arnold another dollar of my money. Fuck that dude.
What he didn't he was he the pro vaccine dude?
Fuck your freedom. That's what Arnold said during the lockdowns. Fuck your freedom. Lock down. Take your shot. Wear your mask. Literally said fuck your freedom. Fuck Arnold Schwarzenegger. Fuck him right in his ear.
And I remember my grandmother having an aversion to the idea of him running for political office because he was from another country.
And he was a Republican. When he was governor, he was Republican governor. But fuck your freedom, right?
I mean, that shows us that that's all a big game. I mean, that's all on both. I'm sure that there are good people on both sides, but there are bad people on both sides way more. Uh, Obviously, one side believes in some shit that's gay, and the other side believes in more logical things. But I feel as if, sorry, the people that are in control, that are this cabal that makes us think they're fighting each other, like, oh, them damn Democrats and oh, these Republicans are fucking assholes. Like, they obviously all went on it together. Uh, and then the good people who are kind of sprinkled on both sides, they don't. Nobody knows who the fuck they are, and if they do get a voice, if they do get to talk, they just start arguing like the rest of them do.
Howard from
But,
Milwaukee. German for a whale's vagina. Milwaukee. Right.
now, that's what I see. I'm not like an anti-Trump dude because I think people who are anti-Trump, it is kind of gay. Like I'm obviously not. I'm not. I don't know how I feel about any of that, but they named a bridge after Trump recently, close around like in the next town to me, and I say it's like, damn, he would have had to destroy Iran before he had the bridge named after him. If I had a choice, if I would have damn fucking put a statue of him.
Well, it is
But,
Trump's first term. He gave every state a shit ton of money to rebuild infrastructure, bridges and shit. So ever since 2017, 2018, around here,
yeah.
like we had a place, a factory built just to make the frames of the bridges. You know what I mean? Like that type of shit. So that makes sense that they would name a bridge after him. He literally spent hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars on infrastructure.
Well, if you put it there, I would respect either side. Like I said, I'm not nobody that hates on it. Oh yeah, Dolly did die. Uh,
She
Dolly
was another
Parton did pass
Democrat
away.
demon. Have you seen the memes going around, or not memes, but the videos going around of the left talking about we better not see any Trumpers or MAGAs, mourning Dolly Parton because she was on our side. She hated you fucking people. Blah blah. Like I know she hated us. She was a Democrat demon. Fuck Dolly Parton. She had a pretty
Yeah,
voice.
but you see, that's where our side is different. we're the bigger people though, you know what I'm saying? Like we can still like we wouldn't say that kind of shit to them, you know what I'm saying? But they would still try to damn tell us like off ourselves and say they would hate you, blah blah blah, and kind of shit. And we're still like, we're they're very abrasive towards us, very abrasive.
Yeah, Tim Curry died yesterday. But I mean,
Tim, I
both.
thought Tim Curry died forever ago.
Yeah, I thought he was dead a long time ago too. But yeah, he just died yesterday.
Are we in a
She
are we in a
did a lot
Mandela
of.
effect or something?
If you ask the left, she
Are
did a
we in
lot
a
of.
Mandela effect?
You know how many millions of dollars Dolly Parton donated toward LGBTQ? I mean, Dolly Parton supported Obama. Dolly Parton, remember, it wasn't too long ago. Remember when calling the South
Mm-hmm.
Dixie was racist? So she
Yeah,
changed all of her little theme
yeah.
parks and had to get rid of the Dixieland because it was
I
offensive.
will.
Dolly
She
Parton's a
did do
Democratic.
that.
Don't let her confuse you. Dolly Parton was a Democrat who fucking hated you. I'm just telling you right now.
I will say, I will say that I do appreciate the fact that she did help make the ability for people in that town that she's from be able to like have a life. Like a lot of small towns like that would never have nothing without. So before her, the people in this town, it was all damn. It was not good. But for what she did locally within the community that she's from, not many people have done that. So that is commendable. But as far as her
But it ain't no different than Pablo
donations and
Escobar
shit,
giving out turkeys and Thanksgiving. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, she's probably did more for the town that she lives at than the president has. I feel like, or any president would have honestly, or anybody, than any politician per se. Let me say that, because she's local and obviously, I don't think she lived here. Uh, she had a house for sure. But see, there's a lot of people
There are
like
people
I
that
don't know
say
if I want to
Hitler
like
did
Alice
good
in
things
Wonderland
too.
anymore.
There are people who say Pol Pot did good things. There are people who will die right telling you that Kim Jong Il and Kim Jong Un do good things.
Hmm.
Even the worst person in history was a hero to somebody. You know, so that's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, yeah, but to be able to get money, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the stuff that people say some of these bad dudes in history said I feel like there might have been misrepresented. So that's that's a whole nother. I feel like there's some kind of weird like glitch in the universe because there's no way Tim Curry died today.
It was yesterday, I do believe.
Tim Curry died 4 or 5 years ago.
I thought he did, but he didn't. It was yesterday or the day before.
There is no way. I don't know who Frank Brett is. Who is that, Hudge?
I have no idea who that is either.
Is that somebody from the 1950s, early 1960s?
Sounds like somebody extremely geriatric.
Yeah. He's one of those guys that says, "Ba-doo-da." I'm convinced. Is there who else is like Tim Curry that would have died? Oh, ZZ Top or Frank Beard. I don't know why I was reading Frank Bread.
Oh, Frank. Okay, the one guy without facial hair. And then Hayden Panettiere.
Fucking. Who else has died? Ain't really too many other people died. I'm gonna do research. I don't believe. Oh, he had a stroke and he had an aneurysm in 2012 that left him debilitated.
You've
So
been
I feel
thinking
like that
Val
happens a lot.
Val Kilmer is the one that popped into my head whenever they said Tim Curry. I was like, that's not Tim Curry.
He's apparently
Val Kilmer?
yes. Let me see what it's called. It's like a western. But his daughter signed off the rights to be able to use him in it because he was going to be in it anyway. But then he died. It's called As Deep as the Grave. Here, let me.
What's up
I
there,
think I
boy?
can show it.
How you doing there, boy?
Whoa! What's
What's
up,
up there,
dude?
boy?
How you doing?
What up, kid? How you doing?
This is the first time that there's been a three-person stream on Vertical for me.
I'm glad you selected your words.
How you doing?
Right? Yeah, you almost said something really bad.
No, I know. I was thinking of it as I was going with it.
This is Pilgrim's first three-way on a live
This
stream.
is my first conversation amongst three people. Let me see. I won't play the audio too much. Fuck yeah, hillbilly. I wish I was there hanging out and smoking with you too. Did you hear about this AI movie, dude? With Val Kilmer? Let me see. Let's see if we can find that. There he is.
I don't know if I want to see that.
Look! Let me see. I'm trying to find a good one.
This AI stuff is dangerous, man.
Dude, this is the new. Val Kilmer is going to be starring in this movie, I think, this year or next year.
I mean, not only is it fucked up, but situations like this, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you're totally disrespecting the dead.
Yeah, they didn't even make him like how he was before, like as an old guy. They made him like younger too.
And that's the thing too, is a lot of these old head actors and shit, they're picky about the kind of film that they would put their face on or their name on. Now they're just stuck on any fucking trash they want to put them on.
Who knows? He could have been a part. There could be something that we don't know about as people not in Hollywood as actors. A lot of these older actors, they don't get roles like that. You know, they have these strokes. They could have been a part of a. They could be part of this thing where they upload their emails, text messages. They talk to an AI chatbot every single day, so the bot gets their personality. Right, starts
Well, that's what
learning
Bruce
how
Willis
this
is
person
doing, right?
thinks.
He's still alive, but he sold his likeness. Like the last 10 movies that Bruce Willis was in, it was all AI. Go back and watch some of these latest cheap movies that Bruce Willis made over the last 10, 15 years. He doesn't have like an actual full blown dialogue. It's just a few sentences. He only speaks in sentences. You can see the AI. You know what I mean?
There's probably a lot of glaring. Probably a lot of fucking looking away.
It comes
Yeah.
off as soulless. One of those kind of things. John Wayne movies in the future. I mean, if John Wayne wasn't a racist, they probably would make movies about him.
I mean, if you think deep enough about it and you go back
Exactly.
what we were just talking about, right? Like, it comes off soulless, but then if you put in the aspect that they're recreating the image of somebody that's dead and manipulating them to say what they want when they want, is soulless in itself.
Yeah, dude. Exactly. It's gonna be a human. Everything in the future, shit. There's gonna be a human sticker on things, human made. I believe like what we're doing, like how we're streaming, like very real. Just dudes chilling. That is going to be because as the age of AI, because that's an unescapable fact of life. I feel like unless some major catastrophes happen, and if a major catastrophe happens, that would make the AI even more authoritarian. But it's going to happen regardless. That shit, what we're doing, might become a valuable thing to people because people like human stuff. People like human conversations. A machine cannot talk about the shit we're talking about right now to each other. Yet.
Will destroy leftist
And I don't
Hollywood.
think it.
I think it will embolden leftist Hollywood. Honestly, because the actors are irrelevant. When it comes to Hollywood, the actors are irrelevant. They are the tool. The masterminds are the people behind the scenes who write the propaganda stories. So if they could figure out a way to not have to pay real life people millions and millions of fucking dollars, and then just reinvest that back into like Netflix, things like that. We're doing these transgender children shows that are all fucking AI based. Same concept. Like it's not going to destroy leftist Hollywood. It's just going to reinvent it and actually make it more prevalent.
If one of those, this will probably.
The actors aren't making hardly any of the decisions in these movies. It's the people with the checkbooks that are making the decisions on the script and the acting and the AI and the this and the backgrounds, right? It's the people with the checkbooks, not the actors. I'm not sure some of them are going along with it. They have their 2 cents that they're putting in, but the majority of those types of decisions are by the people, like you said, that are creating these movies, that are paying for these movies. So it's their agenda, their propaganda that's being pushed, and like you said, and they have to pay for that with these actors. But if they just eliminate that, now all that money that they were putting out into the actors is now going all back into the behind the scenes people that we don't see.
Like that goes back
And
to
they're
what
probably cutting away good.
gaming earlier. Exact same thing. AI is just emboldening leftists. It's not scaring them at all. It's giving them more power to push their fucking agenda.
Give them a little more of that,
Yeah.
puff their chest type shit. That's the false feeling that they're getting. Or maybe it's not false. Who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? You could argue the fact
This is
that
all
we're
new
losing.
frontier.
You know, this is how
Johnny come lately.
Oh, you're good. The Great Awakening is upon us, which now led to the Golden Age. Divine justice time has now arrived. No, it hasn't. We're in the age of Aquarius. We're nowhere near the time of justice yet. We're just now starting this cycle. We're in the era of weak men, and we haven't even begun to see hard times yet. We were talking about this earlier. The trend of mothers wanting to alt delete their children. Elusive. What's up,
What up,
brother?
elusive?
The fact that that's so commonplace right now. Imagine 15, 20 years from now when these children look back and see that there was an entire subculture of mothers who wanted to off their children. You think motherfuckers are soft and weak now. Imagine growing up knowing that at any given moment your mother could kill you simply for being a white boy. You know what I mean? Just a little white male kid that's enough to fucking make your mother hate you. You know what I mean?
and how many of these same women that are supporting that one mother are the same women that use smortions as birth control and support that?
You know? And then you got to think the same mothers who hate their children and then hate their male children, their daughters are going to be raised up with that exact same mindset. Bad shit, crazy, emotionally unstable bitches who are just violent, manly, you know what I mean? No control, over emotional.
Men are bad. Men are evil.
It's only going to get worse, man.
The women are like trying to be like men. Gonna
It's
be
only going to
worse.
get worse. We ain't seen shit yet.
And I used to think, and I used to see it too, as it was a certain generation. You're noticing it more in like your generation and younger. But now it's women in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s.
60, 70-year-old fucking.
Yeah, we got a couple of these old fucking pink haired hags at the Walmart that it's like, you're 70 years old. What are you doing with pink hair looking like that? Like what? What? It doesn't make it. So not it's not just It's not just one age group or demographic of people. It's spreading like a cancer to all ages,
Yeah.
all peoples. It don't matter, and it's latching
Bro.
on, and it's growing.
Yeah, bro. I was eating some food the other day, like it was a couple weeks ago, and me and my son it was me and my son eating food, and then as I was getting up, this dude he asked me about my neck tattoo, and I say, "Well, I believe I'm against authoritarianism, and I'm an anarchist." And he said, Why not get 1865?" And I said, "Well, I like both." And I said, "Have a nice day," and then we left. But I should have cussed him out. I should because it's my fucking right, motherfucker. So I ran into I run into these. I don't know how I run into all these fucking retards all the time like that.
That's the cost of dealing with public, sir.
Yeah, yeah. You just think it's like I don't know. It was very. It's like the people who have in their like they put the "I love my trans kid" in their windows. You know what I'm saying? Those fucking. You ever seen one of those? I was in Colorado before, and I saw a lot of those.
I have not seen one of those yet. I look forward to the day that I do.
Yeah. I was in Colorado, and there's a lot of shit like that. But I mean, it's still good weed. I was there. But other than I noticed like, damn, this is not like how it is where I'm from.
I seen something today that Trump made some speech at like some education whatever thing, and I only caught a quick hot second of it, but it was along the lines that any teacher or anybody that works at a school that tells a child that it's okay to be uncomfortable in like their like
Gender.
their gender body or whatever, it is now being considered child abuse, and they're gonna start pushing back against this shit, man.
Good.
But like anything else that we've
In
seen Trump
Tennessee.
try to push through, you're gonna have these states. You're gonna have these fucking blue states that are gonna be like, oh, well, we don't care what Trump says. We're gonna do what we want to do. We don't care what a federal, federal law. Even though you still want your federal funding, right? You still want that every year, but you don't want to abide by what the federal government is telling you to get your shit together.
Be like a policy deal. Do you think this will become a state and government deal? Check out what Tennessee's doing. Which I am a Christian, but I don't believe that the government or anybody besides your family or yourself should teach you about God. Which they're not for what it is. They're offering the Bible now in the schools of Tennessee. They're putting that as a part of the curriculum, as a not as a religious thing, but as a literature and historical study. So I'm 50-50 on that. Uh, I, I don't know. I mean, I believe that
50
is
on that.
better.
I don't think any religion should be in school.
Exactly. Even though Christianity is my religion, uh, I don't think my understanding of it is that how do you truly love God if you're forced and somebody's like forcing this down your throat? I believe like a true understanding and love of God would come from experiences. The same thing as you get older. Yeah, axe
Right?
him. He's
So
fucking
devil's
tweaking on meth.
advocate.
What up, DJ?
What is your take then on bringing back the Pledge of Allegiance into the classroom? Because God is in the Pledge of Allegiance. One nation under God, indivisible, with
But
liberty,
but
right?
it doesn't call for the worship of that God. It just acknowledges that we see something higher than ourselves.
A
There's no
God. Mhm.
forcing of worship.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
That's
just
probably
bringing up
from
the
the
fact.
Masonic oaths.
But I
You know,
think
all
the
the,
Pledge of Allegiance is something that should have never been taken out of the schools, ever.
did they do
Ever.
that to all the schools?
I, there's still schools that do it as far as I understand, but I don't know.
There's always going to be schools that still
Like in
do
the
it.
South, they probably still do all that shit because I think they
Like
do that shit in
every
Tennessee and
morning around
Louisiana.
here, the news plays a different school says the Pledge of Allegiance every morning, that kind of thing. Like we do that around here on the local news. So like it'll never go away, but it'll never be mainstream again. That's what a lot of people get confused with. Yeah, there's small pockets that still do it all over the country, but it'll never be mainstream.
And it should be.
I
It should be mandatory.
I think they should do the pledge, but they should be taught like the respect and what the pledge means and what's behind why they're pledging to this flag. Not they
Right.
shouldn't just be blindly being taught to pledge something they don't know anything about. They need to be taught about what it means. And I
I'm
had to
okay
learn
with
myself.
indoctrination toward loving your country, though. So that's
Yeah,
like
I
it's a
am
gray
too, but
area.
I saw.
But I think everybody should be kind of
Yeah,
programmed, so to speak, to love their nation, because that's the
yeah,
one thing that's kind of fucking us up right now. Nobody loves America, as a whole. Half of the country hates the country
yeah.
they live in. That's a problem.
I think they should be taught to love the nation as well. But I think like we need to be taught more to question decisions, policies made by like our local governments and by our larger federal governments as well. I do
But
believe
see,
maybe blind
that's a part
loyalty
of
to
patriotism.
the land itself, but blind loyalty to the leadership is not something
Yeah.
I don't think is good. Because what if the leader one day becomes bad? The leaders, if the Republicans took over and every president was a Republican for the next 500 years, do you think every one of those presidents would be good, or do
See,
you think
that's
they're
the
like the
distinction,
Republicans would
though.
continue to be great? Or
The Constitution itself is what's supposed to stop that from happening. We
exactly.
stop paying
Hmm.
attention to the Constitution, but that's the whole point of the Constitution. That accountability is built in. That way, you're not worshiping a single leader. You're following a protocol of efficiency. Does that make sense? Of
Hmm.
accountability. It's you're voting for representatives in a world that's full of leaders and monarchy. We want
Yeah.
representatives. That's why words fucking matter. You know what I mean?
And your
Constitution
representatives should
itself
be
is that
respected.
way.
Yeah. If they're elected to office, they are. Or that doesn't mean you can't question them, but they definitely deserve the respect of.
You respect the office, not the person per se. And that's what patriotism
Yes.
is. That's what needs to be pushed. Like, you may hate the person, you may hate the past, but it doesn't change the fact that this is your country and you will fucking love it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or there's the fucking door.
That's why I don't understand all the people who leave their country, all the men who just leave their countries instead of just staying behind and fighting and dying for it. Like I don't know. I mean, if something like that happened, like we wouldn't be able to. If there's a crazy civil war happening in the U.S., like you'd either have to die or just stay. There no other. I don't think any other country would let us come in. They wouldn't say, "Oh, here's a refuge. Let their men come in." They'd be like,
Oh, no.
"Fuck
Ain't
no."
nobody letting Americans in. They're going to treat us like fucking dog shit.
Yeah, they know we're too much like badasses. What up, 231?
Grumpy, I agree. Because I'm not a constitutionalist. I'm a Bill of Rights type of American. The Constitution changes too much. I appreciate the first, the second, the fourth, the fifth. You know what I mean? All the way up till about the 18th. We can get rid of the 19th, obviously. But the foundation of it, it's all designed to change with the culture. The Bill of Rights doesn't change. You are promised these inalienable rights by God Himself: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'm in that camp. I'm not so much a constitutionalist.
Yeah, that's where I'm at as well. I believe as long as you're not doing nothing to hurt nobody else and you're doing stuff that, honestly, what you do to yourself, I believe everybody should try to improve themselves constantly, no matter what. But what you do to yourself is your own business as long as it's not hurting somebody else. But at the same time, if being yourself affects the common decency of society and goes against the social mores of your time, you need to check yourself because the world's not about you. That's why you got all these like weird ass fucking fairy dressing people who like the hairs and
But I mean,
yeah,
if you kind
you
of
got
sit,
to
if you kind of sit and think about it, all the changes and the amendments and the this and that, they haven't been to reward the people that do good, who know how to just be a good human, right? All the changes and the laws and all the shit that they do is to discipline the bad people. It's not to reward the good people who don't do stupid shit, right? So, but it affects the people that don't do stupid shit. You see what I'm saying? So none of the laws and the changes that have been made over decades and centuries have been to reward the people that do what they are supposed to do. But yet we have to pay the price for the fuck ups, for the degenerates, for the people who don't understand the concept and the brainwave length to be a good fucking human being. That's my take on it.
That reminds me of back in football. Remember, they'd say you're only as strong as the weakest link in your team. But what if the weakest link in your team's a fucking shithead and sucks and doesn't care about doing shit to help the team? Fucking
Your door opener.
cannot get this pipe lit. Sorry.
They'll be hitting it in a minute. They start hanging around the door about this time of night. As long as I'm out here, they're like, "Oh, we can play a little bit longer."
Yeah.
Ducks are over here hanging outside the door.
The goats didn't even make a peep when I pulled in, though.
It might be passed out.
They must be mad because I didn't come by yesterday.
I'm gonna get in my car and drive there. Do you think it will take me 11 hours? I got to be at work at 5 tomorrow. Do you think I'll have time to chill, rest, and go back to work at 5 tomorrow?
What time is it right now? 8:14.
9.
No,
God damn, I get there in the morning and
you'll be about 3 hours
hang
late.
out.
Say
But
your
yeah, I'd get
car
over there and be like smoking. That's what I'm telling you. That I went to Missouri to smoke a joint with my buddies, and my car broke down.
No, sir. If you ever show up here, it better be in October.
October might be the busy month for me.
What up, Yankee?
I am coming there. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you better come in October.
I will,
Oh, why didn't you could hear me?
So loud and angry.
because that's the
Bring me
weekend.
here in October, because don't think I won't make a special trip to Tennessee just to lay the smackdown on your ass. Because you told me.
Lay the
you
smack
told
down
me-
and then bring me with you.
You told me you were coming.
Lay the smack down and bring me with you. I want to go. I am going.
All you have to do is
Because
give us
I heard them say that.
give us a hint, and we can come and kidnap you.
Right?
Is this your mom's basement? He must be talking to you.
Yes. Yes, this is my mom's basement.
Root beer is the word. All right? Root beer. Root beer is the word.
I'm not smoking 420 either. That's just tobacco.
Hillbilly slowly turned into a goddamn hipster. All you need now is a fucking fedora.
What do you mean?
Nah, dude. I'd rather wear like a Stetson or something, dude.
I don't want to Google that.
I'm trying to. I've been listening to interviews from the professor and watching him fucking. Them dudes, they used to. I'm watching shit. Looking at these guys back in these days. In the times of C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien, when they were hanging out, they used to always be people with pipes in their mouth, just 24/7. They'd
What
wake
a
up in the
brain.
middle of the night, sleep. I'm not at that level yet on my pipe smoking. What a ring.
Rim.
It is smoking out of a pipe is cleaner and more pure than smoking a cigarette. I will give you that.
And it smells good. This is a good aromatic blend. It's called Cades Cove. I got it in Pigeon Forge. But my first tobacco I smoked was called North Sea, and it had a good smell. It smells almost like incense. See, I can smoke this around my woman inside of my house, inside of my mom's basement. I can smoke this around my mom, and she won't get mad at me.
Yeah, the bugs are loud tonight. Blood moon, yo.
I didn't notice no bugs. What are you talking about?
Thursday night, blood moon.
It's some kind of an eclipse.
It's it's like a solar a moon eclipse, but it's only partial. So like 95% of the moon will be catching every sunset on the planet.
And sunrise.
Yeah. So it's gonna be pretty fucking sweet.
A solar eclipse? I'm gonna have to look into that.
Lunar eclipse. Is it lunar eclipse or solar eclipse? It's at nighttime. It starts. I think it's 8 Eastern to midnight o'clock.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow night.
You follow
That's
Max
great.
Velocity, the weather guy, Max Velocity.
I never heard of him.
Do you live anywhere
I want
in
to.
the United States? If so, you are about to experience a rare lunar eclipse. Late Thursday night, the Earth will pass directly between the sun and the moon, casting its shadow into deep space. And while this is technically considered a partial lunar eclipse, over 96% of the moon will be swallowed by Earth's darkest shadow, giving it that rusty red appearance. This incredible color happens because the moon will catch the glow of every sunrise and sunset on Earth happening all at the same exact time. This eclipse will begin around 10:30 Eastern time and it will peak around midnight. While cloud cover from a stalled front could hinder viewing across much of the East Coast, millions across the central and western United States should have fantastic viewing conditions. We will not have another lunar eclipse like this until 2028, so if you want to catch this, make sure to go outdoors and hopefully the skies are nice where you're located. And as always, make sure that you're
Oh yeah, it'll be perfect here.
Gonna be nice.
You have no volume at all. Your mouth's moving, but there's no words.
I do know who that guy is. I didn't know him by name, but as soon as you showed me him, I recognized him. How can we keep getting all these eclipses? I used to always think that kind of shit was rare, but it seems like we have some kind of lunar, solar eclipse, northern lights events every couple years.
Northern lights too.
What?
Yeah.
I have to wear
What up, Matt?
bat suits and gas masks so we go watch.
What up, Matt? It is it's the pole shift, man. This isn't natural. People down in Florida, you're gonna get snow this year, is what the rumor is.
Yep.
Texas, Florida, all you people who should not
Yeah.
get that shit, y'all are getting snow this year.
Prepare for power outages and being snowed in.
And a bunch of retards blocking the highway. It's gonna look like The Walking Dead. Remember when Atlanta got snowed? It got a dusting of snow like 4 or 5 years ago, and everything just stopped.
Man.
No, we have no moisture in the forecast at all.
We have a small chance of thunderstorms tonight, but
It's all south.
If we were in ancient times with all these eclipses and all these events going on, what up, Dave?
Dave,
We're in with all
Dave's
this
here,
stuff.
y'all.
They would have been convinced that we are. They would have been convinced there is some kind of.
That we're in end times.
Remember, they used to do prophecies based off of. They used to do sacrifices during eclipses and stuff like that, because it was rare. So they definitely probably be losing their minds nowadays.
I mean, the Mayans knew something, right?
and now it's just turned into, you know, it's something like it's excitement. You know what I mean? It's like entertainment now. You got all the people that talk like, oh,
Pop culture.
right. Look at all the people that are able to make videos about it, like that what I just showed you. They talk about it on the news. You know, everybody's sharing pictures of it all over the social medias. You know what I mean? It's a selling point now. They're making profits off of the destruction of our planet and our universe and all the things that exist. They're profiting off of it, right?
Somebody's got
They take the water
figured out
from the land. They take the water from the land, put it in a bottle, and fucking sell it back to us. Shit was free to begin with. They took the, you know what I mean?
Some shit that
Technically what
you
they
could just
said
get
is
it.
not selling you the water.
What up,
Selling
Mother
you
Freedom?
the convenience of
Yeah.
not having to go down and filter the water
Go
yourself.
through it, sterilize
What up,
it.
backwoods?
I mean, I went to the dollar store tonight and bought myself 2 gallons of drinking water because I need it for coffee. But then on the way back, I'm thinking, you fucking moron, you've got a fucking
Unlimited access.
what's
to
that water? What's that water system? The fucking water filter thing.
Really?
No, the good one.
Oh, Berkey.
A Berkey. I've got a Berkey with 2 brand new filters. I could just be putting your water through that for the drinking water. You know what I mean?
Paying for the convenience.
Yeah. And like I'm broke, so there ain't gonna be too many trips to the dollar store to buy fucking drinking water. So it's gonna
Right.
be getting free water and filtering it. You know what I mean? Like that's
Bro, that's fucking badass, dude. That's an adventure. You're living the life. That you're living like fucking
shit.
the
Is
shit.
survival of the
That's an
fittest.
adventure,
I mean,
bro.
dog.
That's an adventure, bro. That's for real, dude. That's like not too many people
Yeah, Dave.
just build their own shit up from scratch. So
Dave.
fuck yeah, dude.
I mean, you could do it too. You kind of did it. You're in the beginning stages of it. You
I'm about to
definitely-
put a room on my porch. I'm about to put a bedroom on my porch.
Should be putting a down payment on your own land.
Finally got a lawnmower working. I want to do something
There's
like
always
that
something better, but you got what you got. you
when
know what
I
mean?
get to the point. Yeah, I feel comfortable, but I still always have plans. You know, obviously to save my money for any event. But I feel comfortable spending money on the place now, per se, because my woman. It's not just me having to do in everything. You know, my woman and we're doing it like half and half. She got a gas powered lawnmower the other day, so I was able to fucking get through this yard like.
Backwoods.
I almost died, but I fucking did that shit.
And back to the Berkey. I got the Berkey for free back east. All I had to do was buy new filters. So those Berkey filters or Berkey water systems are not cheap. That was like a $400 unit
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
that I got for free with brand new charcoal filters. I just had to buy the other regular filters, which do like 200,000 gallons of water. That's good enough.
Yeah, you're pretty much good to go.
You just have like there's a lot of minerals in this water. I noticed.
Yeah.
I don't know what it like especially when I heat it up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find my backpack. Is that one of those blue straws, dude? Is that one of them blue straws? You said the Berkey. Do you have one with you?
No, it's back at the property.
I can't see my
Look
damn.
into the- I'll see what the I'll see what it was about. Yeah, I don't have any. I never heard nothing about it. I know a bunch of people that use them. Well, that was the plan coming out here was that I knew that I had that Berkey filter. I think it's a 3-gallon system. That I knew I had that coming out here, and that I had bought the filters. So my plan was to get rainwater and just filter the rainwater. But we ain't had no rain, so like if it wasn't for
Damn,
Hutch,
that's been dry.
you know what I mean? Like there's places you can go and get water, but it just would have been a little more difficult. But you know what I mean? You got to do what you got to do, man. Like I've got a bunch of Sawyer minis and Life straws and shit. So filtering water, it's just a way of life, man. You know what I mean?
It's something that's like a muscle memory, something you're just used to.
It's it. Like heating up water to take a shower with. You
I was
know,
about to ask. That was my next question. How you been taking showers out there?
I made
Do you
myself a
have one
little
of those little
outdoor.
things that you?
Yeah. Don't buy the solar showers that you buy at Walmart. Those things are trash, man. So I actually had a water jug for camping, you know, that works out perfect. I can hang it up. I mounted a thing up on the tree, and
Mm-hmm.
usually when it's this hot out, I just follow the sun with a thing of water and I carry it around and I keep it in the sun all day. So about this time at night, dude, the water is still warm, man. It's still hot water. And if it's not, I fill up a pot on the stove. I fucking heat it up with the little camp stove and I pour it in there, and I got a little shower set up, man.
I've always wondered, how long does one of those last?
What?
How long would it, if you filled that up, took a shower, would you be able to take like 5-10 minute shower in one, or do you have to like take it quick, or how does it run?
I'll get
how
like,
does it run
well,
down?
depending on like what I'm doing, you know, shower wise. Like sometimes I just want to stand under their hot water, so I'll let whole 5 gallons drain out on me, depending on. But usually I can get like 2 or 3 showers out of a 5 gallon jug.
Nice.
Yeah, eventually
You learn efficiency when you have to measure water.
yeah. Eventually, I might get a well, man. That shit is not cheap. So I'll figure it out. And that's what it is right now, man. It's figuring it out.
Do you use electricity out there? How do you do electricity? Kind of do you
Yeah,
for like you probably have a generator?
no, I got power.
You got
That's
power?
the only,
Fuck yeah.
yeah. That's what I do have is power, which is
Nice.
super helpful because I got the cabin built. I have the air conditioner running, but I have a little refrigerator cooler that keeps my groceries, cool. I'm able to have
Right.
milk and shit. You know what I mean? I have like cereal in the morning and shit. It's just
Mhm.
adapting, man. And like Hutch said, you learn to be resourceful and just you figure it out, dude. There's certain things that I wasn't gonna give up, and bathing is obviously one of them, man.
Mm.
I wash, shower, fucking every single day, every night. Sometimes in the morning and night. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
never come
dude.
over here stinking. Well, maybe that one time, but it's sometimes you just got to do it, man. Everybody's situation's different, and I fucking jumped in feet first. Let's go, figure it the fuck out. But I'm
That's
free.
about the
You know what I mean?
point.
I get to ride
Yeah.
my quad. What, 6 miles, 6.5 miles to the fucking store. And last night I drove by the fucking sheriff. He didn't even fucking do nothing but wave at me. Not yesterday, 2 days ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Free. I'm free. A lot freer than I was in fucking Connecticut. Fuck Connecticut.
Yeah,
Except for
Connecticut had a lot of weird stuff going on. They were having it to where you couldn't homeschool your kids unless you gave some kind of paperwork showing why you wanted to homeschool them, and yeah, like kind of deal. Recently, within this past year, I saw, and then what else is that? What's that? What one big city in Connecticut? They had like I don't know. That's every, but yeah.
Hartford.
Yeah, that's a place I heard like a lot of murders happen at, from what I've heard. A lot of drugs.
Hartford, Waterbury, Bridgeport, all your big cities.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big cities in Tennessee too. What at Mr. Boston?
I was in
Pilgrim,
the
the other
country.
Pilgrim.
We had one murder in my town in fucking 25 years or some shit, 30 years, and it was on some little tiny like Indian reservation type deal, and nobody really knows what happened.
Imagine the plot line behind that. Man.
Yankee said, "Me too, me too." Being debt free hasn't sunk in yet.
I'm broke, but I'm debt free. So that's worth something, right? I literally own everything on my property.
I feel like Mr. Boston is a name that I have seen before.
Is that Pilgrim? The other Pilgrim?
No.
I figured out how I'm gonna do my pipes. I'm gonna get it tomorrow. I realized this. I didn't have to get it to the septic thing. I could just run it to my ditch in GTA 6. You know, not that I'm really going to do that. That's a possibility. I could just put a pipe in from there and just make it go straight down to this ditch over here. And that's something I'm not going to do that. But
Hell yeah.
that's just something I might do. Man. Yeah, this gas powered mower has helped me out quite a bit. You were right about that. The electric mower was bullshit. We probably got about like 3 or 4 mows out. Have either of you guys ever used an electric mower?
No. No, I have not. I've used an electric
You can
weed
get.
eater. It's super fucking gay.
See, yeah, our electric weed eater works good. We still got that. We got a gas powered one that's been working pretty good. I tell you what, I had to go. I should have streamed it or videoed it or something, but I had to put some damn work into my yard, dude. I did. I'm proud of it, but I don't know. I was just so focused on doing it, I did not
Put it on the right
record
side.
it. I wanted to.
The hole is up there.
This man is over here packing a pipe upside down. He's sitting here.
He's like, why does it keep on falling out?
Literally, that's
We
exactly what just happened. He's like, why is this shit not going in the hole?
This shit. What's going on with this shit?
Light it from the bottom. There might be some down there. It's stuck in the carrot leaves. I didn't have no butter tonight.
I'm gonna get Ronald out of here too.
Butter. Jeez.
No, hell no. Yeah, I put out both work on the we're gonna have to get Uncle Mike to come and damn push. We're gonna have to get him to come bush hog the damn. They got like rogue trees out there hidden in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
I had to pull out a couple of trees from inside the greenhouse, which I've grown a lot of shit inside of. Shout out to you.
Saplings, you know what I mean? Some of them trees, they'll jump up 5-6 foot in a season. And if you get a nice little grove going, you're fucked. You got to stay on top of that. It takes a couple years to get it under control.
I had to learn the difference because it looked almost. I think it was a black oak sapling. I should have took a good picture of it, but I see these moments. I focused on things I forget to take. Image. I was like, this would be a good moment, but it looked almost like a jalapeno.
Black oak has
Sorry.
points at the end of its leaves. A white oak is rounded at the end of its leaves.
These were pointed.
So it's black oak then.
Yeah. I still have that one that fell down last year. I need to get a chainsaw and cut it up.
Right, Matthew? I remember my first bowl.
Man. The first time I ever got high, I was hanging out with my uncles. We were smoking, and I smoked a blunt with them, and I remember just acting so crazy. I don't know if you could imagine me acting crazy the first time I smoked weed, but it's true. But yeah, I was like trying to run up and down these walls, this brick wall, like at this. It was like a wall, that walled-in community wall. You know what I'm talking about? But I kept on trying to do. I was like, watch me do a flip on this. I kept on failing at it. And then they got me to go take $3 in quarters out of my mom's purse. I know. And then they went and got some
They're
liquor.
trying to steal my Bic. Y'all want to see a motherfucker?
Those are the most commonly stolen items. Hey, thank you, Mr. Boston. Thank you, Dave, for the jewels.
You was hanging with your mom and her boyfriend and his son for the first time. I bet that wasn't awkward at all, was it?
Were you guys like two 50-year-old men hanging out with y'all's 80-year-old parents? Am I reading that wrong? What do you mean? Am I reading that? How old are you, Matthew? I thought you had like a 30-year-old son.
Matthew's what, 40? He's our age. Well, my age, grown man age.
Cool.
Are you talking to the Thaddeus from Invincible? I don't know what any of that
You do
means.
have a Thaddeus vibe. You need to watch Invincible. I mean, it's a really good show. It's badass. Um, the story in it is great. The fighting in it is amazing. But you do kind of look like Thaddeus for sure. I'll send you a picture of him, or you can look him up. But you definitely look like you have the good reference.
I mean, okay.
Never thought about
I
it.
have no idea who it is, but right on.
No. Ironwood. Hmm. Are they building any kind of data centers over there in your town community?
As of right now, I believe the news earlier just said that we have like 92 or 96 data centers that are currently active in Missouri already, and they're trying to put in more, that kind of thing. You're not fighting data centers; they're coming, no matter what.
I feel like that's right ground. Places like that are right ground for the data centers. Now, the thing that's interesting with AI, there's a lawsuit going on against Anthropic and OpenAI and Meta. It's from them using people's books to train
Yeah,
their AIs. And a lot of people have been getting money. And there's also, what else has been going on? The companies have been ordering a lot of books,
mother freedom.
it's not just like fantasy books and stuff. Like a lot of stuff that's out of print, like a 1995 computer magazine or something, and they'll upload these books and then they'll delete it. They'll like shred the book after they upload it in there, and the book is lost forever.
Wrong with humanity. Golden wing, spirit orb. Something says humanity is soft.
I'll
It's a bunch of over pampered pussies who don't know what hard times really are. Rip Curl, what up?
What up, Rip?
What if the AI actually stands for alien?
Yeah, and as social media becomes more ingrained, and imagine as social media became almost like a video game connected with virtual reality in a way, and I feel like they're almost trying to push that with Facebook. That would cause the disconnect from each other as human beings even more. But once they're this is just a high thought, but maybe they're trying to mix social media with virtual reality, and that's why all that social media has all this
Well,
AI shit right
it's the
now.
predictive programming. There's the school of thought that we're in the matrix right now. I do not believe that. If we're in the matrix right now, then God himself is not real. Religions don't matter. Nothing matters because it's all the matrix. I don't believe that we're there. But I believe that's what they're trying to do. They're killing God and getting everybody plugged in. We're headed to the matrix, but we're not in the matrix now. We're in the matrix now. God's irrelevant. What's the matter? Morality's dead. It doesn't exist. Do what you want to.
I think they're definitely
Now,
trying to get the human to human interaction and connection that people actually have to each other. They started that with COVID. If
as
you
a
think back
precursor,
at
you
it
think?
too, that's when a lot of this fucking AI robotic shit and all that kind of started to explode was during and after COVID when everybody was separated from each other and using Skype and all this fucking internet. Look at the way that YouTube exploded with the live streams and shit like that. Hutch was just talking about it a couple days ago. During COVID, everybody was doing live streams. Everybody was doing screen to screen contact, and it exploded. So now, taking that connection away that people have to each other with actual physical contact is part of their agenda, part of their plan, in my opinion.
Isolate the person. Make everybody antisocial, give everybody fucking anxiety to go outside and socialize, and conversate. Everybody's the enemy. We're headed to the Matrix.
What remember Peter Thiel? He's saying AI could be like the Antichrist. So imagine this: people, prayer and faith requires prayer requires faith and patience and belief that you're praying to God. Uh, but whereas you could ask an AI chatbot something and it could tell you anything instantly. And I feel as if that's something that's kind of it's
I will
weird
say,
that
perfect example of what you're talking about. Last night when I was doing my my daily trolling exercises. Trolling is a muscle. You've got to exercise it to keep it sharp. So I troll vertical string. That's what I do. There was a female trying to preach the Bible, but she was using ChatGTP to interpret every verse that she said. So she'd sit there, she'd read the Bible like she was fucking Al Sharpton and shit, and then immediately type it into the ChatGTP or an AI deal, and would, you know what I mean? She's basing her whole sermon Bible based
Yeah.
off of the definition of a ChatGTP shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking, they're killing God.
Yeah, you can trust that shit because it takes you gotta like research the source material yourself, and they have multiple supplemental books that go with the Bible, but there are Bibles that have context at the bottom and subtext at the bottom of it of what the passages are about. So,
They blindly
something
trust
that
it. That's what's going to
a
make us
machine can't
stupid.
understand faith.
Yeah. They're like, oh, AI said it, so it's automatically true. It's the same
Is she
retards
the
who
one that
believe
was?
media is a factual news source. You know what I mean? We're going to get more stupid.
She's the one that was saying that she was creating some kind of Christian documentations, and the AI was saying what you're saying is prophecy to her. Is that what you? That's what you told me about. She was like, this aligns with Christian theology and prophecy. But there's a lot of this stuff you can check any kind of thing, whether it be text, but there is no 100% documentation unless it's for images as to what is AI. But there is for images you can always tell there's always a certain kind of like look to it based on I think Grok and ChatGPT both generate images, and you can see some of the images they'll always be like the line, and you can always see how like the texture is, and that shows it. But whereas with something like prose, it's all gonna be overtly uniform. It's all gonna be something that's just gonna be like not of the human soul. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be I don't know, especially if you throw religion in there to it as well. I don't understand how you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I feel like I'm looping. I'm looping because I'm trying to figure out the religion concept with the machine. Because at that point, the machine it knows that it's only this machine knows that it's not anything crazy, right? So, based on my understanding, is that it is
Machine
a
would have to create its own God because a machine cannot worship a human God because
exactly.
that
I don't think it would call us gods though.
contradiction. You went full robot. You are frozen.
It's just because it's hard. This kind of stuff is kind of. It's good to be on the know on this stuff, honestly, because it's the it's gonna be a part of everyday life. There's different assets of different ways. It's just the way that this shit is coming. I wish I knew how to invest in this kind of stuff because it's almost as if you remember the people that invested in Apple and all that shit. I know all this shit is evil, but you remember the people. Remember Forrest Gump investing all this money. Lieutenant Dan said, "I invested our money into this computer shit, Forrest."
If I had if I had the resources to do so, I'd damn sure invest in it. 'Cause you're not stopping it. It is the fucking future, no matter what you do. It's just a smart fucking decision.
But human made will be a moniker. You can differentiate whether it be images, whether it be prose, the fucking 200 to 300 books a week, the 10,000 books a year kind of shit. It is all. It could be different genres by different people. You can read AI books by 10 different people, and you will see the same dialogue, the same naming processes, the same engine behind it, and the chapters will not continue from one chapter to the next. Each chapter is like another story. And like we were saying, like, you're scrolling through Facebook and you're seeing the boy found the dragon's egg, and then a minotaur came out of nowhere and started fucking looking at him strangely.
Good day, sir.
Yo, peace out, yo. I'm out of here.
Peace, bro. It was good talking to you, dude.
I'll see you in October.
We'll see you, bro.
Hey, don't hit a deer.
Man, that's cool. That is so cool that he's so close. And the whole thing about the reliance on AI, it's almost so in Dune, they had this thing called the Butlerian Jihad, and it was in their timeline in the year 20,000. So what it was is the humans they came together and they just destroyed all machine life, and they killed any human that tried to stand on the side of AI, and it wasn't because it was AI killing people, AI enslaving people. It's because people would ask AI, "Hey, should I take a shit right now?" or "Hey, should I go talk to my friend?" or kind of shit like that. And so it was making people reliant to the point. So in Dune, they got rid of the machine intelligence for the Butlerian Jihad. Keep in mind, Dune takes place 20,000 years ahead of our time, and they train a people. I forgot what the people they're called, but they can process information like the AI or the internet does. I don't even think they get to the point where they don't even want internet. It's like train humans and steer
like
their
autistic.
breeding program.
You got that tism.
Yes, and that's why some people think that might be a next step in evolution.
I
But you
have
gotta
heard
watch
that
out.
argument that Down syndrome and Asperger's and all this other shit is the next evolution of humanity. Because while we may
So
not
many
be
people.
physically the same, we will be mentally superior. For certain tisms that just make motherfuckers geniuses, antisocial geniuses.
But so many people are diagnosed with autism and Asperger's and all this stuff that don't actually have it. That the people that are idiot savants, these hidden geniuses, they fall through the cracks. It's just a crazy son of a bitch.
Yeah.
And they are so deep in their own heads. A lot of these people. That's why a lot of these people end up going postal, losing their minds and stuff, because they are so. A lot of these, they're very introspective people. Haven't met or seen a woman capable of presidency. Would you rather have a woman as president or an AI running the country for 4 years?
I would not vote if that was if it came down to a woman or AI. I'm not voting anymore. I'm telling you right now. I'm just not going to do it.
I mean, it's not a ghost in the machine yet, the AI, but at what point, whenever they start uploading enough of a human being's thoughts and the way a human being is into the network, does it become a ghost in the machine?
The problem is they could technically do that right now because we have no way to prove it. How can you prove that this is actually a conscience of this person and not just uploaded memories and predictive programming? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's no way to prove
Yeah.
going from the physical form to the digital form is actually real, because you have no way to prove that those are your memories in whatever they're putting you in. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. We don't even hardly understand how another human being's brain works. Yeah, we would. The thing is, that's the machine. Like we leave a lot left unsaid. I feel like if someone hands you something, you say thank you. You mean like 10 different things behind that. It's not just thank you. It's like, yes, I needed this. I'm gonna use this. All the things that come from that. Whereas the machine
inflection,
doesn't think in
how
that way.
things are said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the mannerisms, but the slight little microaggressions. The little micro expressions and shit that comes
Yeah.
from the personality of that person.
Just like the Indian T-shirt makers who are wearing the headsets training the AI right now. Those AI headsets and AI gloves being over there training it's their little, and it's kind of you'd have to. They don't. I doubt that they would ever be able to upload a consciousness from a person into a machine. That's something I've been looking into a lot, and they don't. I don't think that they would ever be able to. A lot of people. That's I was looking like some smart people talk about this shit, gathering what I could from it, and that you can't. That your consciousness is not just your brain. It's not just your soul. It's just weird.
Can we take a moment of silence for Dave's man card? He just lost it. He has been in top chat this whole time. So
David. I've heard that before. AI is not new. Alchemists, they called it the Philosopher's Stone, or the witches and warlocks, wizards throughout time called it. The Bible has talks about from the was mediums, familiars. Like the way that they're able to contact dead, or the way that they're able to contact entities, and that could be AI.
Potentially.
But we
Until somebody invents an app that's a fucking AI Ouija board, and then people are opening gates through their cell phone. That'll probably be a thing. I'm surprised it's not yet.
Could you imagine getting grandma to talk for an hour to this AI app that you was talking about, and then getting the fucking upload, and then there's like, you can just talk to grandma, be like, "Hey, grandma, I miss you," and showing your kid, they're like, "Hey, this is your great grandma."
That's creepy as shit. Yeah, they already got the pictures that do that, to where you can do it now.
See,
They
AI
come in,
that's not as
got like a
commonplace
questionnaire,
as
and ask them a whole bunch of shit, and then they just give you a fake grandma once she's dead. It's fucking that's weird. It's weird as shit.
See, people love novelties, though. They love, and that's why that people would fall into that soon. See, it's the thing with that is that with the that's why we keep circling back to like the real raw human. It's like human brand. Here's mistakes. Here's all this shit. Here's shit, but this shit is still some shit that is a human. Kind of. This is like it's because it could almost get to the point where you have your phone, and then you have your AI device, and that's what kind of scares me. And that's the future, and it because it comes and it connects to, or maybe that could all be one device: your car keys, your phone, your AI, your fucking house
That
keys.
be the Neuralink, sir.
Yeah, and that see, people love novelties. They love. The thing that's sad is AI. Though at the end of the day, it could be used if it used ethically and correctly. It could be used for curing diseases, for researching on shit. It could be used for all kinds of. But instead, you know what? They can't make money off of that. They make money off of bullshit like memes and dumbass shit. So they figured, like, yeah, fuck it, we're just gonna charge people money for this shit and give them a subscription on it, and then, boom, there we go, we're getting money off of it, and we're just gonna let people. We're not gonna. add any kind of safeguards to it. There's this new thing. So Claude, who's Anthropic's AI, that's something that a lot of that's like a commonly used tool for generating just mass. You say, "Hey, generate this story for me. Here's blah blah blah." That's commonly used for a lot of that. So what it's done is that they have put a watermark on their text, so that way people, whenever they generate mass novels and generate this shit and generate their novel and generate their prose, it'll have a watermark within that text.
Right.
So a lot of interesting things are happening. There's this
I got a
dude. His name
goddamn
is Jerry
armadillo.
Falade.
I had a goddamn armadillo try to run up on me.
Maybe he had rabies.
Now, armadillos are half blind. They can't see very far at all.
I know he ain't got no shoes on.
I got my house flippers on. It's an obstacle
I'm the
course.
shoeless one. I saw your goat. It looked like the white one came up and rammed you the other day.
Yeah,
But at the other side of it, so you have the human made sticker, but you also have an AI witch hunt almost, as it were, where anybody that releases books, fucking comic books, graphic, any of this shit, they could fall under the scrutiny of the AI witch hunt. Even established authors who've been doing this shit for like 10, 20, 30 years have fallen under scrutiny of this AI witch hunt. And honestly, as somebody me who I've created something over this past 8 months and am in the process of doing this, as it were, not having really knowledge of it, that kind of shit will put like a scar on a reputation, as it were, really. Especially, so there's this guy named Jerry Falade. He's a Nigerian immigrant. He's a young dude. He's University of Texas. He's a chemistry major. Oh, look at that rascal!
Look
I
at the
wish I could
bunny.
zoom in on it. And a bunny. You got that Over the Hedge movie going on in real life over there.
Yeah.
Was it's about him fictionalized, where he's a dude that knows chemistry. He starts working for the cartel and helping them dispose bodies. So he gets a $2 or $3 million deal, $2.2 million deal on this book, and then some agents start accusing him of. They're saying this has fucking AI. They're saying like asking him if he has AI in his shit, and then he admits to using an LLM that he created on his own for research purposes of it. But his book reads as it is a book, but because he wasn't honest with his process, and because of this witch hunt going on at the same time, he had to give back that $2.3 million. I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I would have been like, "Fuck no, dude! My shit is what I said it is. You ain't gonna taking this fucking money from me." And honestly,
Right.
that's why I would never want to do any kind of traditional publishing thing anyway. Because it would take 2 to 3 years. If I were to try to put Icebane to a traditional publishing, like send it to an agent, I'd have to send it to like 50 or 60 people, like the fucking first 3 chapters, and I'd have to pitch it to all these people. And then it would take another 2 or 3 months of them sending it to an editor, copy, edit kind of shit. Then it would take way longer than what I want. I wouldn't have control of, because I want to create a universe out of this and to be all that. Whereas the self-publishing thing, I feel very lucky and fortunate that I already have I have at least like 10 people that would get this shit. When a lot of people, when they release something like this, they have nothing. They have nobody waiting.
I will get around to reading it. I've just been doing stuff.
No, dude, I want you to do it with a clear mind, taking your time, honest feedback. I've sent it to a few beta readers Shout out Mad Shad. Shout out G Monana. Shout out Steph. Dave. I've sent it to a couple other people, but it is honest critique. And honestly, I don't want. I'm not trying to say, like, can you please rush through fucking this 300-400 pages that I'm sending? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd like to get honest opinions on it. Now,
Yeah, it's going to be a process.
It is the whole process, dude. Because right now I'm having to let it simmer. I'm tempted to want to go mess with book one, but instead I am 887 words into chapter one of book two, draft one. So I think I spent like a whole week working on the first line whenever I finished draft one of this last book, my first of this fucking of Icebane. I was like trying to tweak on this first line for a whole week. But I went over this shit 4 times, dude. I fucking yeah. I don't know where I'm going with that. I digress. But it's a whole process, and like, so there's beta reader stage I've been learning, getting the cover deal worked out. So let me tell you how that went. I went
It's
to
easier for
Reedsy.
somebody on the outside to find the contradictions in the story. You know,
Exactly. It's easier for somebody on the outside to find the contradictions, and if something drags too long. So this is a whole nother world and a whole nother reality, basically. So I'm introducing a lot of terms and a lot of lightning fast names, which I might have to end up cutting out, I think, before, but I don't feel like I want to because it's instrumental to the story. But it because like when you're in something for 7-8 months, it's like you're there with them people almost. It's weird. It's like you're almost like, it's like, so like you kind of like, you can't look at it with a fresh eye because you've been you've been cutting and adding shit and like rewriting shit so many times on something. It's almost like you're there, as it were, without sounding cringe. Uh, yeah, so the fresh eyes is a good thing. And Mad Shad, I feel really hopeful about him because I know he'll give me some honest opinions. I know that he'll be because he's a fantasy dude. He's played D&D for fucking 30-40 years. I remember me and him talking about before. So,
Fed in the
and he's
chat.
done his own shit as well.
Fed in the chat. If you know, you know. I'm just saying.
Let me see. I had to let my phone charge. I want to go examine chat.
Well, that was creepy. You just came out of the darkness looking all serial killery and shit.
But staring into the deep darkness of your soul, dude. Chat. I was smoking my pipe and I lost my damn vape. Because there's only oh, what do you got planned tomorrow?
I have no idea. I don't know what happens until it happens.
See, you ever thought about doing a Kickstarter for your board game? I feel like you could do that. You have enough support. I was thinking about doing something like that with my book cover and my editing, but I'm gonna hold off on that. Just do that with my own shit. I feel like something like a board game would need something that's something that would benefit from a Kickstarter. That's not just saying, "Hey, can I have something like that?" Because a board game, there's a lot of mechanical shit behind that. I feel like it'd be worthy of a Kickstarter for Prepped, honestly.
Maybe.
I've been
I
researching.
have thought about it because I think of every possibility. But if I can do as much in-house as possible, I'm just going to try to stick that way.
Kickstarter is good for as much in-house stuff, though. Kickstarter gives the so it's unless you
Kickstarter
get
makes
something
me
that can.
obligated. and then it feels like a job.
Wait,
Once
what?
Kickstarter would give me an obligation. As soon as I feel like I'm obligated to finish it, to do it, then it turns into a job, and I don't want to fucking do it anymore. You know what I mean? The thing that
Mhm.
makes it fun is that I don't have a deadline. I can kind of work on it as I need to, you know, figure it out, play with it. Like once I get a little bit more established, like, because I'm still gonna, you know, I'm doing the demos, so the members, I'm still gonna send you guys board games as soon, you know, as soon as it gets cold enough for me to be stuck inside, we'll get back to doing that. You know, I've been using AI for some of the images, you know, just for the test boards, not because I'm gonna send out test boards and shit before I actually work on the actual board. So what? Once I get past the test board phase, I might consider it a little bit more heavily. But as of right now, I mean, it's not really necessary.
And that is a rush into it. It's a good idea not to, because that is a temptation of creative projects is try to write. For me personally, to rush into them, to rush in. All right, I got it's better. The more you take your time with something like that, the better it is as a product when it comes out.
Because if you want longevity, you can't rush something that you want longevity out of. You know what I mean? It's like the greatest masterpieces in the world take time to create. So if you rush it, you're going to end up causing more headache for yourself in the long run. At least in my case, you know what I mean? I'm not a perfectionist, but I have a standard.
Yeah. They that, honestly, that's a good use of it because we need when it's time, it's time. What like that for me as well with what I got going on with this book is like it's not time yet until I get this feedback, which like I said, I have it out there 10 people and it's not time yet until I get a good cover. So uh, I went to Reedsy and was researching. I sent out a couple of my vision for my covers, and I had a couple of cover ideas that I had generated with AI, but I'm not gonna want to use an AI generated cover on my book. I'm gonna
You were
want
like
to use.
hella glitchy. Hella glitchy.
How about now?
Good.
So I'm not gonna want to use the AI generated cover on the book, but I could dictate my thoughts as to what so I could do, for instance, this map. I could draw this map and send it to somebody. Honestly, with something like a map, I don't feel like I wouldn't want to have that mess with it. But something like if I were to draw, this is one of my recent symbols. But if I were to, which I could just sharpen that up on my own, a symbol like that. But if I were to, what did I do with this shit?
What is it? What's that website? Fiverr or some shit? What's the website where you
I'm
can
in talks with Fiverr
people at different levels
with a
to
couple
do
of
stuff
people
for
on
you?
there. Yes. So this is why I'm going to check out Fiverr over Reedsy. On Reedsy, the people they quoted me at $1,000 a cover. And these are people, and they're good covers, but I'm thinking like, God damn, I am not going to spend that cover.
Yeah,
I can't spend that
it ain't that
cover.
serious.
I might spend $350 on it. Or there's this other guy I'm talking to. He could do it for 170. And I'm gonna shout them out in the book, but I would get the full rights to it after for future, like putting it on. I could put it on my YouTube channel, the image. I can put it
Well, I
on
mean,
as
the
the
only
cover of
thing
my
that they
book.
would need was just the cover illustrated by that little title on the back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But the Reedsy, them talking about $1,000, and they're offering less than the dudes for the $350 guy. I'm honestly leaning towards the $770 guy, not because he's cheaper, which that is nice, but his art style kind of. lines. And I might post a couple of pictures of both their arts and let everybody vote on it. That might be a good idea. But yeah, you want to flop on a cover. You want to make your cover look nice you want it to. That's why my idea of mine is the rider with his pilgrim hat, maybe the 7-pointed star gleaming in the moonlight. Got his sword on his back, and then you got these the crystalline pines around him, and this mist that has the golden threads in it, that blue mist, the lumen mist. That
So
is
you are
somewhat, or
you know what you want to
I
the
already
detail.
know, bro. I already know, bro. I know what I want to the exact detail. So that's why I know what I'm telling the artist. So I'm not. It's not going to be hard for. They're not going to have to come up with too much on it.
Unless they fuck around
I
and
already
just
know.
charge $200 and then put it into AI their damn selves. You know what I mean?
But that's why you had to. I double check with it. I double check with look at their profile. Yeah, you can with the image. You can tell a little. Yeah, see, there's this dude. He tried to offer me 700. He tried to say $750. This was on Ridsy, but he uses AI in this process. And I said, no, dude, fuck no. I was like, what the fuck? You use AI assistants in your covers and you're charging money? Anybody could do that if they learn. Not
Ain't wrong.
everybody can learn how to fucking. This is a
They
good
all-
cover. Not everybody could learn how to do this. Not everybody in you know, which I thought was crazy. Because I want to enter this. I'm trying to enter Icebane into. It's called SPFO. It's in February. It's a science fiction fantasy competition. And they're strict on that shit. They had their book expelled last year because they used an AI cover, but they found out the cover was AI. Later, they won. I was the winner, but then they found out later that so they can't do that. And I'm trying to enter it into this competition on February.
I
And
respect
if it goes in, yeah, you got to have some kind of transparency. But if the rules say no AI cover, no AI generated shit, you're not gonna. That's why Jared, you're not gonna want to. You don't want to do that. But I want to enter this competition because the way that with books, I've been researching this. The way the books work, people judge books on their cover. Uh, the cover's got to kind of stand out in a way, not crazily, but the painterly
you thought about
style.
going understated.
Huh?
Like, don't make it flashy at all. Say flashy for like a special edition, but just go like understated and just kind of, you know what I mean? Different
That's
than
what
the
I was
norm.
thinking, but dude, 2 million books are produced a year in the United States. I got a lot of competition, so the cover is the most important thing, dude. I've thought about that. Let me see. I'm not exactly working with concepts that they're not great. I can see the visions of my story I see inside of my head. It's probably I'm not gonna set myself up for too much ambitious project, but if my plan goes the way it does with this story, it could take me up to 10 years to finish this whole to finish in 9 books. Now this is my initial idea. This is all copyrighted to me as well. There's an YouTube. So anyway, but this is all symbols and stuff within the world. But now this is my initial idea, and you have Icebane here, and you have J.L. Holt here, which is the author pen name, and then I put a blurb back here, which is saying my blurb is going to say this. It's going to say 3 wardens investigating a missing wagon, discover a ruined ancient tower, and discover more. I'm not doing a word for it, I'm gonna have to edit, but it's gonna do it. They discover more than what they went to go find initially, and then ancient secrets flowed
Are you
out.
going to have, how much illustration are you going to have in the book itself?
I want to have as much as I can, but all this shit does cost
Is it going to
money.
be
But
like
I'm gonna.
dedicated pages, or is it going to be like just like you've seen those books where you'll like have a random picture in a random spot of the page, and the words kind of go
Let me
around the picture itself?
I will, and I'll show you that. I'm gonna have this as my chapter header. The start of every chapter at the top, like chapter 1, whispers, will have this symbol. I've been going through so many of these spirals, so let me show you the one I finally stuck on. Every chapter is gonna have this. This symbol means something within my world. I'm not gonna reveal anything. You find out as you read it, but the symbol. What my thesis of my novel is: what does the past owe the present? What does the present owe the past? And what does everybody owe the future? But it's like it's fantasy.
You're going robot.
They,
Every time you get hyped up, you go robot.
let me calm down. So it's what does the past owe the present, and what does the present owe the past? What do we all owe the future? Uh, so the greatest that's at the epigraph. The greatest dangers are not the ones that we make today, but the ones we inherit from yesterday, as said by Neil Rimlott. So this shit, people go insane. That's why how like a lot of like Nietzsche end up going insane. You gotta. I have like. I have like not talked to any of my friends in so long because I haven't. So push me back. Let me go. Yeah, but that comes with formatting. That comes with formatting of. So it would have the author's name on the left side of the page at the top, then have the book's name on the right side of the page. And there's indentions. So let me see. And I did not know anything about this until I've been learning about it recently. See how the book's like this?
Yeah.
Well, mine's not like that yet. You could I'm just gonna learn how to format it myself, and you can do it. There's applications you can buy one time, which I might check out.
There is
Uh,
I forgot exactly what it's called. I got the same thing on mine. It's I got word wrap on right now, so I can just write continuously, and it does that. But there should be a program on there that's built in that lines that up to fit within a page. That way, if you print it off, you know what I mean. You have distinguished
yeah,
pages. But
yeah,
again,
and
printing it
that
off.
takes a little learning for that.
Like, what size are you going with your print? Like the
I'm
book
wanting to
itself.
go. I believe it's 6 by 26 is the print size. My book, it's probably gonna, it's not gonna, it's gonna be a little bit bigger than the Gunslinger. How big is it gonna? Let me see. It's gonna be about. We're looking at something about this big. It's not gonna be a brick, but it's gonna be a decent size. Because I stay focused mainly on the main group versus going to multiple different POVs.
Have you considered
Um,
that's going to be a big ass first book? Cut that motherfucker in half and make it part one, part two.
See, but a 91,000 fantasy debut is not that big in the world of like of what this shit is. That's actually that's a good entry point for the fantasy stuff. I was thinking about adding a part 2 to it, but I don't want to do that. Book 2 is going to have the multiple POVs. I don't know where that's going to get me. It's going to be more than 90,000. Let me grab The Hobbit. The Hobbit is 95,000 words. And my book is about 92,000, and that's with my table of contents. So it's decent. This is something I'd be proud to hold in my hand, but it's cheaper. I found out this book has so many words, probably as big. It's probably got like 100,000 words, but it's printed wider.
Douglas Shatley, you are lame as shit. Come up with something original, you joke stealing motherfucker. You know how many times I heard that today alone? God damn it. The unoriginality is disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourself, sir.
Yeah, yeah, I've never heard that. Yeah, but the spirals, that's my symbol though, so I steal the symbol from whatever. I know that the spiral is a symbol for. I just want y'all to know this is not Hollywood. These are symbols. My spiral is my spiral. It has a meaning in the world, but the meanings inside of my fantasy world are not reflections of real life, real life world. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my hell dimension is called the 666 hells, but I do consider, so as far as Christian goes with fantasy, you have Tolkien, who Christianity is expressed through how the characters are interacting with the world and how they're living their lives. And then you have C.S. Lewis, where Aslan is Jesus Christ as a lion. Here, boom. You know? And that's kind of the thing. Thank you for deleting the damn.
Lame show you.
Is it Shatley? I actually kind of like that name for some reason. Yeah, if someone hates on women too much, it's kind of weird as well. For no reason. I don't even think, was he even hating on women? He wasn't saying nothing.
No, he
You gotta
wasn't.
say, it's like, there's a difference.
He came in with
There's
some
a difference
corny ass
between.
fucking jokes to where when I grew up, I used to watch Wonder Woman. Now you wonder if it is a woman. You know that fucking corny ass gay shit, them bumper sticker fucking slogan shits. Then he showed who he really was. Just another fucking retarded sheep.
How old you? The other day, whenever we were streaming, I was reading H.P. Lovecraft, and then trolls kept on coming in talking about my cross necklace, like talking about. I was like, "What are you guys talking about? What the fuck?" Yeah, people are weird.
People are retarded. Yeah, he called us pedo loving liberals. You know what I mean? Because we didn't immediately think that his corny ass outdated jokes were so hilarious. We're automatically liberals. I mean, that's America.
Yeah, this dude. How old do you think that guy is? He's probably like
That's hard to tell. I've
50.
met him from fucking teenagers all the way up to 70-year-old men who are just retarded ass bitches. There's no age limit, stupid motherfuckers.
And it's like they'll be constantly throwing stones in glass houses too, be talking shit like about each other, be like, "This motherfucker's stupid." No, you're stupid. Whenever they're both stupid.
Right?
I think there's like it's gone beyond. It's like now it's like only certain individuals from. It's like certain percentages of people, I should say, not individuals. Certain percentages of people of the population, across age groups, across demographics, whatever, are the ones who are logical beings. Whereas everybody else is constantly, it's like it's idiocracy for real. It's like everybody is becoming, so we're all the old people, all the young people, we're all retarded. Everybody's retarded.
We are literally different people. There are different types of human beings. And we're not all the same. It's not race that
Two
unites us.
people, one planet.
It's mental acuity is what separates people on the planet right now. Back to, I've been talking about it for a while, but the Apple thing. A third of the country can't visualize an apple in their head, and a third of the country has no self-conscience. They have no voice in their head. We are literally different people. We can never relate to each other and never understand each other. We live in different realities, in my opinion.
Man, I feel sorry for them somewhat, in a way. And it's crazy. They try to get that. They try to kill that. They try to beat that out of you as a kid. They try to get that out of you in the school system, or whether it be and they've got it to where they've associated where degrees and what you finished and how good your grades were. They associate that with intelligence. Versus, that like some of the smartest people in the world didn't even go to college or go to fucking finish high school. You know, but in today's world, they base everything on test.
Education versus intelligence, two completely different fucking things.
Yeah,
can
you got
educate a
college
monkey,
graduates.
doesn't mean a monkey's intelligent.
Yeah,
Like you
some
can
ass
train a
college
dog,
graduates
that
were.
doesn't mean the dog itself is intelligent. It just means it's fucking trained.
Maybe they're trying to push. Maybe that's why they're getting all this DEI stuff and all these dumbass professionals coming into the ball game, because that way people will be comfortable one day with AI doctors or AI cops or AI lawyers.
Oh yeah,
Because man, we've been having dumbass lawyers and dumbass pilots for the past 20 years.
people already trust AI. People worship AI. There's no doubt in my fucking mind that they're going to give it authority eventually. A town has already voted AI in as their mayor.
I'm interested to see how that plays out. There's been some. I mean, it's all fiction until you see it happen in front of you. It's all speculative until you see it actually happen, and it is all happening in front of us. And the thing is that, like, if it did suddenly get intelligence, if it did suddenly get intelligence,
Intelligence is also perspective too.
exactly. I was able to pass the bar. Like, and I don't know, I'm not an expert in these terms, but the recent Open GPT model passed the bar in the 9th percentile to become a lawyer, which I guess is really good.
I mean, compared to
And
what
I
it's compared to DEI hires, I would hope that AI would outperform all the DEI hires from the last 15 years.
and now this is what's crazy about it too. With it is that it is the government. There's been a lot of shit going on in government with AI. Like, they've been in court, halting. And a lot of people. A lot of the people into AI, they have been going to court. They say, yeah, we need to stop the development of it right now for a little bit until we get a hold, because they don't got a handle on all of this yet. They don't have a hold on all this. That's been.
We don't have a
It's
handle
all
on
theoretical.
the phone yet.
Yeah, dude. So they see America. We're the juggernaut in AI. No other country has AIs like we do.
I would say
They
like
don't have.
and shit like
They
that.
have their version, but we have shit that's almost about to become a fucking another consciousness. They don't have that yet.
Well, theirs is city is isolated to cities. They may have better shit than we got in the cities, but as far as like widespread, America definitely destroys everybody.
And that's where it comes to that neural link. Because if they have your AI personalized to you, it almost becomes like a second brain. That's what they're wanting, right? That's almost becomes like, so you have you that think about what to, like, okay, I'm thinking this through, me Pilgrim, me Hutch, G Manana, whoever you are. You're thinking about this through. You're like, all right, I'm thinking this, blah blah blah. And then you're like, your second brain pops up and says, all right, these are the other options. Ding ding ding. And that's kind of scary because I mean, it's like, well, yeah, that sounds kind of cool. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, who is making that decision? And that's not really your second brain.
Well,
That
that's
is
why it'd
a.
be so easy to switch consciousness, because if you've got a vast majority of the people who are just literally running on basic instincts, I need to eat, I need to sleep, I need to be entertained, I need to fuck, I need to eat, I need to sleep, I need to be entertained. We all know somebody like that who just lives on that constant loop, completely oblivious to everything. They're just in that
Pleasure.
loop. Yeah, those are the easiest people to replicate because they're zombies. You can make anything. You can make a robotic sex doll that has the same personality as most of this younger generation. You know what I mean?
That might cause the extinction of the human race when they start rolling those out.
Anthony,
Honestly, what a Anthony. That's been one of my big doomsday theories. Is the I don't know, this is I believe that if they have this theory is that if they have once they start rolling these sex robots out, uh, by the time the sex robots get to where it's like that movie with Megan Fox and shit, where it's like a full human made looking like Megan Fox, talking to you, laughing at what you're saying,
That's
pouring
Japan,
your
right?
drink, looking at you. Then at that point, people they've already made everybody so socially retarded within the next 15 to 20 years. Whenever they do start rolling these out, we're not gonna breed with each other no more. And men and
That's
women,
the
they've already made everybody
definition of
gay.
population control. They did the abortion, they did the homosexuality, they did the cuck lifestyle. They know that masculine men aren't going for none of that shit. So the next logical step is to introduce the replacement. You know what I mean? It's just another degree of population control. Fall in love with the robot, ruin all the women. That way the men are like, shit, I'm not going to be gay. I'll fuck a robot. You know what I mean? You already see that logic. You see thousands of videos on social media talking about just that. I'm tired of dealing with these stupid bitches. I'm just going to go bang a fucking robot. You know what I mean? The subculture already exists. It'll become mainstream the more this red pill shit gets pushed in the like the Brandon Tate, right? Or is that his name? Brandon Tate. Fucking
Yeah,
the
yeah,
kid,
yeah.
fresh and fit,
Andrew
the
Tate.
whatever, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the hard swing back from the rejection of OnlyFans, that kind of thing. There was the whore era of everybody and their fucking mama literally has an OnlyFans page. To now the pendulum's swinging back to where if you say you have an OnlyFans page, you get shamed and people walk away from you. Like that type of
Hey,
shit.
I don't think I want to go on this date with you.
Yeah.
So I I feel like a
Culture.
return to classy good, a renaissance, human made. Remember, that's the new thing. We're gonna have to come up with some kind of. Maybe we could come up with a human made logo of some kind.
Yeah.
That could be our creative project together. Um,
Start making that a
but
stamp on everything. 100% human made.
and that is the possibility within the next 2 to 3 years, not just within the publishing world, but in video games, all kinds of shit, YouTube. But human made will become valuable. So the person that can make 2, 3, 400 books a year, I mean, I don't know. I just don't. Stephen King don't make 2 or 3, 400 books a year.
I think Stephen King's got a lot of ghostwriters.
See, because it takes like sometimes it takes like this shit to do that. I don't know. I guess not because I don't know. I've been like I'm still not even done with the shit I've been working on, and it's been like 8 months, and I feel I want it, but I feel like yeah. But I'm going off of shit that I had notes like religions and gods I invented whenever I was fucking 15 that I had to tweak a little bit.
I mean,
You know what
metal
I'm
is a
saying?
weird topic, but you can't really say that. They've already had these toys out for decades. The only thing that's missing is the rest of the body. They've got
It's not
the
just that.
insert yourself here parts. They've already got that shit mastered. They just need to make the body around it now. Something
They
that can
got to
walk
put
on
the
its
not
own.
that too, but the woman's warmth, right? A lot of these nerds, a lot of these, and I hate to call it because I love nerds. I hope nerds would love me one day and become involved in my universe. I'd like because my shit. It's the women in it are not portrayed as women who are better than men and kick ass of men because they are better. They're just like everybody else, but they're competent women because they're in their role with the knowledge they have.
Right. The
Like my
species
warlord.
calls for. Yeah.
Uh, I would like to do. There's this new thing coming, and I've been looking at. I shared this one guy. He's a sword fighter, a father, and an author who writes similar fiction to what I'm fucking with. It's called Noble Dark. He's on the Christian, a little bit more. But yeah, there's a thing like because the way that everything's been so pessimistic within the past 20 years in fiction, pop culture, movies, TV, right? It's all been kind of, there ain't been, you remember the old westerns back in the day? There's always like, all right, Sally.
Right.
What up, Joes? And you had Richard Bachman, yeah. The ghostwriters have always been a thing. Critique groups have always been a thing. There's always been things where writers will hang out and they'll help each other just click, 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 get out words together and bounce each other's ideas off with each other. You
But
know, they
there's
could
going
say,
to be
what if
backstabbing and bitch shit and that, just like there is in everything else, though.
oh, dude, yeah, I'm scared. I'm scared to ever associate with any of them guys, like any of them people. Because it is like they'll go on each other's, it's like YouTube, they'll go on each other's Amazon stuff and put bad reviews and say, this is bullshit.
It's already a limited market. You know what I mean? The competition is
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous. You can't trust anybody.
2 million books a year. But the good thing is though, as soon as you start typing something, as soon as you have the draft saved, as soon as you have all this paper trails and all this, that's your copyright. An idea of itself is not copywritten, but whenever you start putting this shit down, that belongs to you. But people can steal it from you. They can come up from you and steal it from you as well. Like for instance, like if they say, hey, there are people that say, hey, I can promote your book for you. Just give us $800. Not only do you give them $800, they fucking have the rights to your book and just keep it as their own.
Right.
Which is a story I've heard. So all this kind of stuff, I just want to keep within our community and anybody that flows into us.
I'd say keep it grassroots. That way you keep creative control. You know what I mean? And it's already established that this is ownership.
Yeah. I have a lot of plans for this. I don't want to get too ambitious with it. I do want to get ambitious with it. It's what I set out. It's something that I would want to read per se. It's nothing like what's popular right now. What is somebody else writing right now that's selling a lot of books?
Well, you're looking for a certain subgenre. You know what I mean? So you're not looking for New York Times bestseller at the moment. You're just kind of looking for that crowd right now.
Yeah, and if somebody's looking for action, it's not heavy. There's action in it, but it's not heavily action filled. It's yeah, that's what right now. What's popular within the fantasy genre is called romantasy, and it's like basically like semi-gay shit, of course, because they will not let. I'm not. I don't want to sound crass or nothing, but they will not let. They do not like straight white guys,
Full blown
straight up
rubber.
who
Full
are
blown.
like have the somewhat. You're like, even if you're a liberal like them, they don't want to put you into that circle. They'd rather like have like mentally handicapped women or like POC people of color, for instance. And that's not
317
that's not a game I want to
as
play
being
with.
in a wheelchair. That's indigenous.
Yeah. And a lot of shitty books get pushed out all the time through publishing houses simply because they want to push that person's book.
Hell, you could probably write a quick little 200-page pander book like that and become a fucking multimillionaire overnight.
Write a what?
Write one of those little pander books like that, little 200 pages.
Oh.
Fucking.
Imagine a self-help book for men. Like kind of like make it like that's like a hidden joke, obviously, but it'd be like, all right, guys, start listening to your woman more.
Yeah.
It's her purse, your balls, but it's really hers. It's your balls, her purse, but you're gonna keep them in there, all right? And you're gonna listen. And it's like they're not even balls anymore. Just call them the property of your woman. And then part two.
Right. You get a $5 million check.
Dude, Steve Harvey, his Think Like a Man. That's kind of like that kind of book, from what I gather. I've never read it, but I've looked at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hey, I gotta go eat, man.
I gotta I don't know. I gotta take a shower or something. Maybe eat. I gotta eat as well, perhaps. It was
Appreciate you. Nice catching up. Hopefully, you do some more fucking lives and shit. Get back to hanging out with the peoples, man.
Yeah. No, I plan on getting back out here again. I'm gonna take a break from like some of this creative shit and like maybe even document it. Maybe document it. Maybe even start doing why I don't know if we'll just see what's up. I feel good with my YouTube people, and honestly, our friendship on YouTube. I do apologize. I have been so hermetic. I've been so like I do
Don't
apologize.
you
And
throw
for
fucking
anybody,
words at me right now? What's wrong with you?
I
All
do
right, y'all.
I do because
Appreciate you. I gotta go.
guys, peace for me as well. I'd have stayed down there longer. I would have kept on saying, bro, I appreciate you so much because I do. He's my bro, and as are all y'all. Without further ado, we'll talk to y'all soon. I'm gonna go start talking to this guy about covers. He's from Indonesia. His name's Akar. Yeah, we'll see what's up. So keep an eye out. Eyesbane coming out soon, but not too soon.